Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. So happy to have you all tonight. By the way, everybody is unmuted. Just an important thing to always throw out there. Um, thank you for thank you for coming to another exciting episode of Eberron: Ashes of the Last War. This is our fourth episode since we have started playing. I hope you all have been checking out the previous episodes or just been checking out our previous streams. I have several commands listed in the name of the stream if you want more information. If you do exclamation point D&D, it'll take you to the YouTube where I have all the previous episodes posted. If you type exclamation point players, it takes you to the Twitch of everybody's who's playing. And then if you do exclamation point D&D music, it'll take you to the YouTube playlist of all of the music I use in this stream. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. Thank you for the raid, Zom. I really appreciate it. Hopefully somebody will shout him out while we're playing. But yes, thank you, everybody. My name is Obsidia. I'm everybody's favorite Death Knight, and I am the DM of this campaign. I'm very excited to be here as our plucky group of adventurers is about to engage in glorious combat as they fight for their lives. But before they do that, I think we're going to have a series of introductions and announcements, if applicable, starting with our kitty. Kitty number one.
Hey, am I kitty number one?
Yes, you're the first kitty on the list.
I am the first kitty. Hello, everyone. My name is Yulia. I am an elven princess knight, and I go by Royal Knight BT on both Twitch and Twitter. So you can follow me there for a whole bunch of Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and we've been playing a heck of a lot of Skyrim. Third cat girl, so very excited to be here. Thank you.
Always happy to have you here, Yulia. And when there is one cat, there is always two. So what's up with our next kitty?
Hi, I'm Sif_VTuber, living suit of armor, knight. I do art. I play games on my Twitch and over on Twitter. And tonight I will once again be playing a Brooklyn cat girl. Hi.
A Brooklyn cat girl.
Hey, yo, I'm nyang over here.
I'm nyang over here. Sometimes you just gotta drink your milk. And now that the kitties are done, and we are always happy to have Sif and our second kitty, we'll move on to our pink-haired dashing devil. That's you, Litro.
Hi. I am Litro the Bronze. You may know me from either Mistwalkers or Comet Tales. And if you do, I am sorry. Those won't be going on next week because there is a con going on, and some of our players would very much like to go, and I am not much of a jackass to say no. But feel free to still show up and support whenever I try and stream that week.
Thank you, Litro. Yes, you guys should definitely go check out Litro and during his normal streams as well as his other campaigns. Literally all of the people you see here today are playing in those other campaigns. So if you like these people, you will like them more when you get to see them multiple times in different characters and different settings. And speaking of different characters, different settings, and lovable people, let us of course go to Mari.
Hello, I'm Maribelle. I'm a Hobbit VTuber. And ordinarily, I do comfy cozy streams. We like to read books, we write, we craft, we cook. Grandma vibes, big grandma core vibes. And yeah, I also play a lot of D&D, so you can find me several times a week on Litro's channel for Mistwalkers and Comet Tales. And it's just a great time. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mari. Always happy to have you all here today. So for those of you who don't know, this is Eberron. Campaign setting is a homebrew campaign that I have written. Some announcements for the coming days. Number one announcement, the most important to me, is this Friday I am having my 3D re-debut. You're gonna see Obsidia going from a double D to some triple Ds. And not only that, I'm gonna get moving hugging utensils. So if you want to see me wave my arms around like a wacky inflatable balloon man, be sure to come on by Friday. It should be a lot of fun and mean a lot to me to have you there, and I can't wait to see you. Second announcement on the same vein as Litro's, we are not going to have an Ashes of the Last War campaign session next Wednesday. One of our players will be out of town, exploring the world and gaining other adventures. So because of that, we are going to have a brief pause in our escapades to pick up on the following week. So I'll figure out something else to stream during that day next week, but I hope to see you all there, even if it's not this. Now, I think we're pretty much good for a bit of a recap from last session before we hop into the mix. So previously on Ashes of the Last War, our party continued their investigation into the missing monster children of Greywall. Over the course of their investigation, they have been trying to follow numerous leads and interview several people to try and figure out who took these monsters, and secondly, where they have wound up. At the end of the second session, they had just finished talking to a priestess of the Silver Flame that they had suspected was involved in this, but after talking to her, she did not appear to be so. From there, they went back to the site of where the harpy was taken, where they got to talk to a very lovable, if not very observant with his eyes, mole shifter, slash Potter, who explained that on the night of the attack, there was not one, but several assailants that were around the harpy prior to her disappearance. He had informed this information to Captain Venomspite, the captain of the guards of Greywall. However, it had not been relayed back to the party themselves. From here, they went to the site of where the Lamia broodling was taken. While talking to several people around there, they discovered that during the festival where the Lamia was taken, one of the people that had been in her vicinity had their mask knocked off during it to reveal an half-orc male with 3 big gashes across his face. This is coincided with evidence that the party had gathered from the harpy disappearance, where there were 3 big talon marks in the wall of the alley where she was taken that were at about head level for somebody about 6'3". And so putting this together, it seemed to establish that maybe this was the same half-orc. From here, the party began to go through a series of further investigations as their list of potential suspects began spiraling wildly out of control as they tried to figure out how high up this their suspicions would truly go and who could potentially be involved, casting the finger at people such as the governor of Greywall, the captain of the guards, as well as other factions that could potentially be involved in this. However, their investigation was a bit cut short when they were confronted by Xavian, the tiefling bartender that they had met the previous night at the location of the harpy's disappearance, who they had talked to when they had discovered the Harlequin, a infamous Kitsune war criminal, who gave him a hard time as well as scared the party a little bit, where he basically asked them, like, hey, good work getting that damn Kitsune taken care of. And they were like, what are you even talking about? He goes, oh, I thought those people that were dragging her away were with you. And so the party was like, Nani? And they proceeded to pursue after this, which is when Jubilee brought up the fact that she had noticed the same arcane signature of the Harlequin, a little pink heart with a little chibi kitsune inside of it, along a building, and this began to form a trail leading back to the inner wall of Greywall that leads between the international settlement, where people from the other kingdoms live, and the city itself. From there, they were able to find a removable grate in the wall for drainage that brought them into the warehouse district of the international settlement. From there, they continued to follow the trail until they arrived at a building that had the same reek of arcane disturbance that the Harlequin had. And as Cess and Kliff entered the door to see if it was unlocked, it in fact was, they were confronted by 2 men who were not seemingly interested in Kliff's story that they were involved in building inspections on behalf of some entity. And as this began to escalate, one of them started walking away. Kliff threw a shadow dagger at him. It missed, and at that he said, they're here, and people started to roll initiative. So that is where we pick up now, where our intrepid group of adventurers is in a bit of a combat situation. Any questions from the players before we hop on over to El Battle Map?
Thank you for leaving in the part where we all were going full on Charlie conspiracy.
It needed to be addressed a little.
Every D&D party needs
That was a
reminder
call
to
out
level up.
post.
We were so smart that we were dumb.
We were just trying to skip to the final level. We
It
were
was
trying to
wheels-
speedrun the game.
Wheels within wheels. That was what was going on.
Overachievers, kids.
BBG.
You'll burn yourself out by high school.
Just have anxiety.
Whoa, oh no!
Alrighty, so we will hop on over to El Battle Map. There we go. It will now be... Oh, I'm on the wrong map. I was too smart for my own good. I forgot to move the bar over. Okay, so now we are moving to the battle map location. We find ourselves here with our lucky group of heroes at the entrance of the warehouse. Their initiatives have been rolled, and I believe it is time for the battle music. Let me know, since we have yet to play this one on stream yet, let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. But here we go. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Very exciting.
Bit quiet on our end.
Yeah, it is. Just
it's just the volume's different for you guys than it is for Twitch, apparently. So
there's always master music volume under Roll20, and you guys
Yeah.
can also change your browser volume as well.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure it's because last time things that were okay for you for background music were like incredibly loud apparently for Twitch.
Sorry, Twitch needs to hear more.
You'll love to see it.
Love to see it.
All right, so we begin with Cess. There are two guys there. They are reaching for what appears to be clubs with big metal heads on them, as one of them is standing at the door where he banged on it and said they're here. And then the other one is just like standing up from a chair, getting ready to roll. So, all right, I will turn it up slightly.
All right, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna do before I do it. Before I act it out, I want to like hit the guy by the door through the door. You know, whoever's on the other side, I want to get their attention. Could I do that with an attack, or should I? Or does it have to be a shove?
So you're trying to like smash him through the door?
Yeah, that would be like a shove, right?
Yeah, that would be a shove. Can't you like swap one attack for a shove or something?
I mean, we don't have extra attacks, so that's not like that would matter.
Well, I meant for your like, I don't know, your bonus, like your fucking head or shoulder check you do with your spikes.
I can only do that while raging.
Okay, never mind.
It's alright. It's Battle Rager. We will see what's up with this class. I'm going to. I should be good at athletics, right? Yeah. I got a plus
You
5.
should be.
I should be.
Strong
fear.
word.
Says is going to walk up and shove him through the door, and I will RP with the dialogue depending on how bad or how good this goes.
Okay. It's your athletics versus his athletics.
Yes.
Yep.
I will roll. That is a 13.
That's a 9.
That's alright.
You'll love to see it. So, yeah, with that, you come barreling across the room as this guy is banging on the door and just slam him right through. And how far is it?
It is just a 5 feet shot.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because now I'm gonna open this up.
Says as she like walks up to the man, and then like as he's like bending over to reach for the club, she just kicks him full force from like the bottom of his back through the door. The kind man said to wait. Oh, Brooklyn accent's not kicking in all of a sudden. It'll come.
So yeah, this guy tumbles back as you just slam him through the door. Odd or even says,
You forgot to put the song on repeat.
darn it.
I
thought I
rolled a
was so
13,
smart.
So odd.
Sorry, 1 second. I have to turn it on. Repeat.
The kind pink man.
I clicked the
said
wrong
to
one
wait.
previously.
I'm getting it back. It's coming. all I gotta do is remind myself of my hatred for deep dish pizzas. Which isn't true. I fucking love deep dish pizzas.
I do not like
It's a
deep dish
real
pizza. Oh, so cringe.
It's not a pizza, but it's still tasty.
Yeah, it's just like a
It is
soup.
cheese soup. It is
It's cheese soup.
Yes.
Casserole.
So with that, you slam him through. He tumbles through the door. The door actually like breaks as he's pushed through it, through the force of it. And yeah, he is kind of unsteady. And as you look in, there is another flunky. There is another man standing over here with a club in hand. And there are lots of boxes with markings on them in Celestial. So just a heads up on that. All right, with that, as you shoved his friend, this guy is gonna come.
I
Sorry.
still have some movement. I'm
Okay.
just gonna double check. I moved the 15 here. Yeah, no, it says does not care. Are these boxes?
Yeah,
or...
if they're boxes on the map, yeah, that's like a pallet. But
Okay,
we'll
so
say
I can, like,
we'll say it's
go walk.
boxes.
Okay, so I won't be able to walk on it.
You can still like diagonal.
Yeah, I'm gonna diagonally move like this to
Yep.
get more vision of the room.
Gotcha. So with that, since I'm not using dynamic lighting because it's complicated and I am not smart, you get.
I'll show you how. It's not that hard.
I have a not right now. So you gained about that much more vision from where you're standing. This thing is not like super well lit, but it's decently with like some lanterns around, but they are specifically mage light. I have to make that very clear that they are mage light lanterns. So Flunky over here sees Cess barrel in. He's gonna turn and look at Kliff and jump over his desk. Come in here and he's gonna try and bonk ya, Kliff.
Okay.
Right now it should be on infinite. Yeah. It should trail back in. There we go. And he as he comes striding towards you with his mace in hand, he is very clearly moving with very practiced movements. This guy appears to, he is very familiar to combat and seems to have absolute faith in his friend. Does anybody speak Celestial in the party? Okay, so nobody speaks.
I do not.
Okay, nobody speaks Celestial. Jubilee, as somebody who speaks Infernal, which is like the twin coin side of Celestial, you can very clearly understand the fact that he is speaking like a vulgar form of Celestial as he says something to the guy who just got slammed through the door. As he kind of shouts it. It's just like a two-word phrase in some kind of degraded form of Celestial. As he goes into bonk Kliff, he does have disadvantage because Kliff has a sneaky coat. I'm assuming a 6 does not hit you.
As he swings down, it just passes through what he thought was Kliff. And then Kliff is just 5 feet to the other side and be like, oh, was there a bug or something you were trying to hit?
Savage. Take a level bard. Vicious mockery time. Alright, with this I also have to add... These guys are going to go at the end of the turn because they are not on initiative. But yeah, the guy who got barreled through is going to kind of whirl around after the initial surprise of getting slammed through a door. He seems to very quickly recover, Cess, as he tries to slam you in the knee with his mace. As he looks over your shoulder and says something in that same vulgar Celestial to the guy on the other side. This guy attacks normally. Does 22 hit?
I'm going to assume that.
Yes, I'm gonna assume yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you take 8 damage, Cess, as he just slams you in the leg with it.
Mm-hmm. 8 damage.
Kliff.
I'm going to take my Shadow Blade. I'm going to try and stab this guy in the gut after he just tried to hit my shadow.
Kind of rude, but I'll allow it.
Shadow Blade is just a finesse weapon, so I'm going to roll it as a dagger.
Okay. You know, you could just stat your Shadow Blade in your attacks.
Well, we can figure that out later.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I should have done it over the break, but I didn't. I'll do it when it's not my turn.
Okay. Can you hit him? Will you hit him? You
That's
in
a
fact
mod
hit
20.
him. Yep, you hit him.
So from the actual just pure shadows of the place, the very darkness of the room, all the darkness seems to just come and coalesce in my hand and solidify just enough for me to stab up underneath the armor.
He's only wearing leather, so it was not hard. Nice.
Sadly, I only do 2 damage.
Does it not add your spellcasting stat to it, or?
Do I add my...
I'm pretty sure it does.
If I add my modifier, then it's +3 on top of that.
Do you actually know what Shadow Blade does?
I'm reading it right now.
That would be a helpful thing to do.
I accidentally cast it. I meant to
Wow.
post it. I meant to post it, not cast it.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh,
Display.
jeez, there was a lot of things just popped up.
You weave together threads of shadow, create a
Yep.
sword of solidified gloom in your hand. The magic sword lasts until the spell ends. It counts as a simple melee weapon, which you are proficient in. It deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit, and it has the finesse, light, and thrown properties, range 20-60. In addition, when you use this sword to attack a target, it is in dim light or darkness, the attack rolls with advantage.
Okay.
If you drop the weapon or throw it, it dissipates at the end of the turn. Therefore, whether the spell resists, you can use a bonus action to cause the sword to reappear in your hand.
Okay, since it is a melee weapon that has like finesse and everything, I would presume you would get your dex bonus to damage on it. That's me, unless
I do
Sess
wanna-
knows otherwise.
I do want to ask. You mentioned the warehouse is under dim mage light. Is the office too? Like, would Litro get the?
No, the office itself is brightly lit.
Gotcha.
It's like the middle of the day too, so like there's a lot of light shining in from the open door there.
Fair enough. But yeah, so a total of 5 damage.
Okay,
Not very much.
it's
I
something.
will go ahead and turn to Jubilee and Paige and go, someone needs to block the other door.
I'll try my best.
I will then use my movement to just spin around this guy.
Gonna twirl towards victory.
Yes.
Okay, so that was Kliff. He gets shanked with some shadowy energy, and he curses in Celestial at you as he's trying to recover, which is not very hard since you only did 2 damage or 5 damage to him. But we now bounce over to another bruiser, the Jubilee.
Jubilee is just gonna heave a sigh, roll her neck, crack it, strut right up to this guy, unsheath her flail, and just smack him.
The big bonks.
The big bonks. 19 to hit.
That hits.
6 bludgeoning damage.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so you...
And-
Yep.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was just about to say, I think that's all I can do.
Okay.
Me and Jubilee patiently waiting for level 5.
Almost.
One day. So yeah, as he's kind of standing back up, turning to go face the new Kliff, you just slam the flail heads into him, and it definitely dents in the leather, and you see some blood rupture out of it from the spikes on the flails themselves. And he kind of coughs a bit as he holds his side. And we will go to our lovable mage.
Hey, when you said door, do you mean the one at the top? Like the top left? Is that the door you're referring to, Kliff?
The other door that we noted when we came here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all the way over there. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Those are the big
Track.
double doors on the other side.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
You could always you commit to the cess strat of if we just run to that door fast enough from the inside, it'll be good, right?
Right. We probably can take it from. Well, we don't know what's on the other side, but my sister's in there, and okay. I'm gonna move. Right.
Yep.
Let's see. It's in 20, 25. I'm gonna move like right here.
Are you gonna? So you're moving out of melee with the thug?
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna try and bonk you.
Okay.
You sound very assured about that. Okay.
What's he gonna do? Hit me? Oh no!
Oh no, that's exactly what he's gonna try and do. 17.
Yeah, that hits.
So as you are trying to like bolt past this guy, he is like surrounding all ends, but he slams his mace into your back as you bolt past him, and making your steps have to stutter a bit.
I have a question,
Yeah.
DM.
Yes.
I'm unsure as to the mechanics of this ability that I have.
Can you link it? Is it the bodyguard thing?
Yes, it's my protection.
Okay, can you please link it?
Yes. There we go. Okay.
Text
So
target.
she has to be within 5 feet of me, but because
Yeah.
it's an opportunity attack, at the time of the attack,
Yeah.
it would be within 5 feet of me.
Yep, sure. I'll
Okay.
allow it. So he will roll again to see if he hits. Does a 15 hit you, Yulia?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I tried.
You tried. You did.
it was gave the old college try on that. Yeah, Jubilee attempts to basically shield check the guy as he's swinging at you, but he manages to very skillfully dodge her and then just still slam you in the back. Okay, so before we get to Cess, I'm gonna roll some other people's initiatives.
Oh, I still.
Oh yeah, you still have your turn. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And how much damage did the mace take?
5 points of damage.
Oh, 5. Okay. Yeah, so as I'm running, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and face him, and I'm gonna go ahead and cast a chromatic orb.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, we're gonna do poison damage.
Okay.
So, we're gonna roll. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to roll my hit die first.
Okay, so you got a. Wait, is that
Oh.
a 9 to hit?
No, hold on. That was the damage. I don't know why it did that. Okay,
No, it was a 9 to hit, but.
I think that was the.
That was just if you
Damage.
scroll over it, it says 1d20 plus 4. But,
Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, I did.
I'll let you do the for realsy roll now that you're a consummate professional with your spell now.
Right. Well,
So the 11 does hit.
okay.
The 9 would not have.
Okay. Then there we go. Is that correct? Yeah, it's 3d8.
Yes.
So 21 poison damage?
That is a big dick attack. The guy did not like that. Whew, boy, the guy did not like that. Look at his HP. But yeah, so as he bonked you in the back, you turn around and just an orb of just corrosive green energy flies out of your hand, and you see his skin begin to like wither and just turn this incredibly noxious green as his fingers start spasming, and he looks like he's losing like muscle and nerve capabilities on parts of his body as he just lets out a huge scream before it's cut off by him like coughing up blood as blood and mucus. This is a very shocking turn of events for Paige. She has never seen any of this before.
No!
Ah, sis, if only Ma could see you now, cast in pretty colors. She's actively like, look, she just sees the color of the chromatic orb. Sis actually hasn't noticed the fact that you've made this man puke or like melt.
With that, we will come to 20, 25, 30 is not gonna be able to get there.
You can certainly try.
Yeah.
We can see him.
He suddenly pulls out a lance.
He's gonna pull out
A
his
10-foot reach.
He pulls out a heavy crossbow, and he's gonna shoot you, Sess. Shoot you right in your back.
What?
And he has pack tactics, because another one of his comrades is helping him as engaging you. So he's going to... Sorry, what?
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna do a little flavor text, but I did say the words first.
Okay, so he's gonna shoot you with advantage.
Yeet.
Does 12 hit?
No.
Okay, now you can say whatever you want to say.
Being ganged up on and having shit tossed at me, this is just like the pit.
Alright, Sestacles, it is your turn.
Alright, the guy that my sister melted,
He ain't looking good. He ain't looking good.
I'm gonna give him the old Sean special. I'm assuming he's still kind of like kneeling like between the chromatic orb and being shoved.
Between getting
So,
like hit from 3 different angles.
Cess is gonna cup her fists together into like ball into one fist and then just sort of like slam down on the back of his head.
Well, okay, to be clear,
yeah.
Yulia, did you shoot the one Cess was in melee with, or the one Kliff and Jubilee was in melee with?
Oh, my bad.
There's an important distinction right now. Paige?
Yulia?
Is your mic muted?
Yes, I'm sorry. What was that? I'm sorry.
Are you
Which
shooting
one
the
did
one
you
that
shoot?
Kliff is in
Orb?
melee with, or your sister's in melee with? When you did your chromatic orb.
I'm pretty sure she said she
muted
turned
it, she muted
around
again.
and hit the guy, but
There's
The one that hit me. I'm sorry.
Yes, okay.
okay.
Yes,
Then-
yes,
My
the
bad.
one that hit me.
Yes, okay, so Cess, the one in your melee with hasn't taken any damage. I'm glad that was
Definitely
clarified.
didn't see your sister cast a spell. Let's go.
Yeah. You just heard a guy
I'm just
scream
gonna-
from the other room.
I'm going to hit him with my brass knuckles.
Okay, give him the
That's
old...
a 7.
That does not hit.
Alright, we're kind of... You know, you're kind of in trouble. I am going to shift. I'm gonna, as
Okay.
a bonus action, use the shifter racial ability.
Okay.
As Cess's hair sort of stands on end, and her eyes sort of dilate like the way the predators does when they see prey.
Uh-huh.
So I'll get temporary HP equal to 6 temp HP. That'll totally help.
Hey, that's a hit. That's a bonk's word.
Yeah. And now I have 40 walking speed. But I can go a whole extra few spaces.
Which won't matter, because you're about to be surrounded.
Alright, well that's my turn. That's my
Okay.
turn, boss.
So with that, we will now see from around the corner. Doom, doom. You see a big half-orc come around this quarter of boxes with a big battle axe in his hand, 3 scars across his face, and big metal boots as he comes stomping over. And he looks at you and goes, "Another fucking shifter. Well, this one isn't worth anything, at least. Won't matter if we kill her." Boom, boom. And he's gonna bring down his axe on you.
Alright.
You strongly suspect this is the half-orc that you were pursuing.
He's got the same scars they described.
Yeah,
so yeah,
yes.
So, mhm.
So he's got battle axe. Nice. Battle axe. 19 hits for 5 damage. And then he's got a big punching dagger on his left hand. And he's gonna try and punch you.
5 damage.
Woo!
No.
For 9 more. As he
that
just...
was a crit for people listening at home.
Yes, sorry. The half-orc, basically hit once, you were able to block it away with your brass knuckles, He then did that in a very trained pose, like basically reversed his grip, dug it into your side, and used that opportunity to just go in real deep under your ribs with this punching dagger as he looks you in the face, snarling.
God bless temp HP. So, all I have to say to that.
Okay, now the thug that's on the other side of you has a friend indeed, and he's going to take this opportunity to gang up on you. For 6 more damage. As you are basically being held in place by the dagger for a moment as he just slams into your other leg this time, trying to hamstring you.
Alright.
Okay, the guy who is struggling right now is panicking. As this is a very, very dangerous situation. He is going to try and...
Look, buddy, I don't know how to tell you this, but you kind of already pissed them off, and trust me, I learned very early on, you do not want to piss off the pink one over there.
He shouts something in Celestial that this isn't in the vulgar Celestial, it's in High Celestial, and it sounds like a prayer beseechment, as he then just is going to try and fully get out of combat with Jubilee. You get a free strike, Jubilee.
Yeah, I do that. Actually, no, I don't, because I use my reaction to try to help Paige.
Oh, and it's not your turn again.
Yep.
All right, so then he moves away from Jubilee, and he's making just a beeline for the person who basically messed up so much of his body. And he's going to try and bonk ya, Paige.
Hey.
Doesn't have advantage. Nope, he missed. So apparently your nerve damage really was messed with him, as he tries to swing at you very, very lazily. You're very easily able to just sidestep away from it, or just push it away with your staff or something.
No, please don't come closer. No, I'm sorry.
Kliff.
I'm just gonna look at Jubilee and be like, take care of this loser, will you? As I start to run this way. And see if I can't get right here.
Okay, so you're gonna get the free strikes?
Yes, I'll take 2 attacks of opportunity, I believe, by running through here.
Yep.
I will risk it.
Okay. Biscuit for the biscuit. So he's at disadvantage. For the first swing, 6 does not hit you. Second swing,
Passes through the illusion.
does a 13 hit you?
Nope, passes through the same illusion.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Kliff has a cloak of displacement made from authentic Displacer Beast. Many Displacer Beasts were harmed in the making of this cloak.
God damn rich people.
It was hunted down by my father on his most recent hunting trip. But as the multiple shadow clone Kliff start to run forward past all these people, seeing and mostly hearing how much trouble Cess is currently in, goes in with his shadow dagger, sees the big guy, and tries to take the opportunity now that he's flanking to try and stab this orc.
Yep.
I actually have it set it out now, so I can just do this.
Yep.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh, boy!
Ooh.
You love to see it. Give him the shank.
For a total of 22 points of damage.
Ooh, that's a spicy meatball.
Yay!
So as Kliff starts running past all these people, he pulls in a lot more shadows in this. Technically, it was at advantage because you said it was dim lighting in here, but natural 20, so who cares? Pulls in all that extra shadow, causing his shadow blade to increase in size. And he almost, I like to flavor it as he's running past, ducks underneath this orc's legs and just cuts open like the side of his calf.
Oh, yeah, he shouts as this shadow blade materializes amidst his leg as he has been busy stabbing Cess in the stomach. And he roars above everyone else in Celestial, in Vulgar Celestial.
What's wrong? Having a little trouble when you're not fighting a defenseless bud?
Oof. Savage. Jubilee.
Jubilee, before she moves, is gonna shout out to Cess, because Cess is in relatively close proximity. Cess, honey, what's the situation in there?
There is no response after you hear her last grunt from being stabbed.
All right. Oh, Jesus. All right. Paige, darling, hang in there. Is this technically within 5 feet of Paige being right here?
Yeah, you're within 5 feet of Paige for this guy's purposes.
Yeah, cool. And just see the boatload of people, and I'm going to... Oh, I hope this doesn't hit Cess or Kliff. But I gotta try.
Okay.
On the controversial topic of fireball, if I'm in the AoE, fucking fire that shit, homie.
It's not fire. It's not fireball. However, she's gonna just real quick sheathe her flail and just be like, all right, here we go, and cast Burning Hands.
Ooh, boy.
15-foot cone.
Oh, that is... Oh, boy, that's gonna be real interesting. All right.
Those fire effects.
Yeah, so... basically that.
Yep.
Okay. That's gonna be interesting. Okay, so what's the DC?
She might be able to angle it where it only hits
Five.
these two.
Well, it's coming directly from her hands, so...
Yeah.
Or
So-
maybe?
So it'd basically hit against that wall, it wouldn't go around the wall there. But
You guys know that math meme where all the math is and geometry's passed by
Yeah.
that one girl's head? That's
Yeah.
like Cess right now seeing Jubilee with all the fucking
Yeah.
geometry of the spell.
you can angle it in a way that you will not hit Cess. It is going to go extra into these boxes, though.
Fine. What's a little arson?
Okay? I love the way you think. I love the way you think.
Very
So that's
good.
good. So the two of them have to make a dex save.
Okay, what's the DC?
DC 13.
Okay. First one passes, so that's the thug. And then the orc gets... he also passed, so half damage.
Okay. So that's 14 fire damage.
So 7 total. Okay, well now things get real interesting. As I calculate that. Okay, so we are now going into freehand drawing mode. So I have to indicate something. So as
Something's on fire now.
yes, as you launched your burning hands, which you did focus in such a way that it mostly went into these boxes, you now see that the moment your high intensity magical fire pours into these boxes, the moment the wood around them is burned, you hear the breaking of lots of glass, and these boxes erupt in alchemist fire.
Oh no!
That then begins pouring around this, and it's continuing to spread.
Because of our
God,
not
we
the
lit in.
consequences of our actions.
We
So-
saw a giant box that said explosives on it, and you're like, let's put fire near that.
You
You
saw
know!
the labels were in Celestial.
Were they
Sign
red?
can't stop me because I can't read.
That's totally an OSHA violation to like not put it in common though.
So you
Who's
will,
the fucking supervisor here?
yep, you will deal some damage to the half orc, as he is not prepared to get doused in alchemist fire all of a sudden. So yeah, you do 6 more as the basically liquid fire just starts splashing everywhere across the room.
Really off sand.
And you notice that it is burning quite hot, and it is starting to dribble this way, and starting to dribble this way, and starting to dribble this way.
Nice. Nice. I did a good thing today.
All right, Paige, there is a guy in melee with you. He is oozing blood and like green frothy spit as he is trying to beat you to death.
She looks absolutely traumatized. Her eyes are darting back and forth between what she assumes. I don't think she can really see the fire, but she can definitely hear it.
You hear the fire. You definitely hear it.
Definitely hear it. So she's gonna be like, Cess, you need to get out of there right now! Everyone, please! And she's gonna turn to the person in melee, like, I'm so sorry, and gonna cast Firebolt.
More fire!
More fire.
Well, it's like point blank.
I know. And there are no boxes in here. The boxes in here are actually not explosive.
Yeah. Okay. Firebolt, let's go.
If it is ranged, though, I think it would.
No, I don't have. I have that house rule, remember?
Okay.
Yes.
There's no disadvantage for firing in melee. Alright, you hit. And oh boy, he had 1 hit point left.
Oh god.
So the first to take the first blood of this party is none other than Paige. As she extends her hands out. And the guy just starts screaming as he can't move away from it as his skin begins to slough off as he ignites.
She is screaming at the same time, like tears are pouring down her face.
Thankfully, he can only scream for so long before all of the organic bits in his face have melted as his body flops to the ground.
Sorry. She's going to...
What do you do with the rest of your turn?
I'm going to get right up next to Jubilee.
Now you see the room where there is this huge pile of fire raging that is beginning to spread. I should probably also draw it here, because it will start burning through this wall.
Okay, and I
This
have
entire warehouse
full
is involved in flames.
visibility
Yeah,
of
you can see
everyone.
everybody in here.
Okay.
And you're in melee with another thug right now.
Alright, that's fine. Alright.
I love that of all the people, Paige was the first one to take a man's life.
Oh, sorry. She's gonna be traumatized about this forever.
You always remember your first.
She's like, oh, I get to finally use what I learned today in boating school was
Your self-defense, your magical self-defense classes.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I never thought I'd have to use them.
People are far less combustible in self-defense class than they are in real life.
Oh, no.
Yeah, now that you guys have all kind of moved and it's been burned, you can now see this whole area is just igniting.
Fun.
You also, you can put 2 and 2 together right now that if the half-orc is here and he was involved in the kidnappings, there's very likely the hostages are also in this building that is burning down.
Yeah, I already figured that.
Just wanted to make that clear. So with that, this thug is going to move over and try and, not move directly next to a box, seeing how that exploded. He's going to move up. He's going to shout.
Just look at him and be like, hey, this is my twin. Nice to meet you.
And he's going to shout in more Celestial as you hear voices coming from other parts of the warehouse. And he is going to try and smash you. Pack Tactics negates the disadvantage, so he just attacks base. And he's going to bonk you for a natural 20.
Ow,
For 7
that hurt.
damage. As your shadow clones try to bounce between your shadow clones, but he seems to be very experienced at working with the other men here, and he just basically uses one guy to feint your first clone as he goes in and just slams you in the side with his mace.
Hurt. Ow. Did you have to hit so hard?
And at the end of the turn, or at the end of the initiative, we will add in more people.
There's more?
Oh, you bet there's more.
Wait, there's more.
as another figure comes out of the shadows. This time it's a woman. It's an elven woman. As she sees all of this going on, and she just shouts in high celestial, as you see her start glowing with silver fire, as a bolt of radiant fire just comes from basically the ceiling of this warehouse and will slam down directly on Kliff if he doesn't succeed on a dex save.
Okay. See if I can do this. 21.
Yes, you succeed. You dodge the sacred flame. And they look to have a crazy look in their eyes as they're doing this.
I just look down at the holy fire, and I look at the giant fire, and I'm like, don't you think there's enough already?
Alright, top of the initiative. We got your thug here next to Kliff. Kliff, isn't there a thing about how if your Cloak of Displacement, if you get hit once, it's down until your next turn?
I believe so. Let me reread it real quick, just to refresh. While you wear this cloak, it projects an illusion that makes you appear to be standing in a place near your actual location, causing any creature to have disadvantage on the attack roll. If you take damage, the property ceases to function until the start of your next turn. The property is suppressed while you are incapacitated, restrained, or otherwise unable to move.
Alright, it's beatdown time then. So your clones disappear, and now you realize that you are all alone, surrounded by bad guys. As he's gonna try and pincer maneuver with his buddy, and slam you with his mace for 23.
Yep, that hits.
Dealing 3 damage.
Alright.
1,000 cuts, baby. 1,000 cuts. I have to roll
doesn't
initiative.
have to get that many.
I have to roll initiative for the new appearing person. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
So they're gonna go.
With DM.
Yeah, they're gonna go, and then Sess is gonna go. So he sees the fire, and he's not quite that crazy, or she's not that crazy yet. So she is gonna look at Sess. Sess, make a dexterity save.
Danger sense, baby. Let's go. Wait. This is. I can see this, right?
Yeah, she's literally across the room from the now exploded, fucking area.
Gotta make sure. This is with advantage. It's a 16.
You succeed, so you're able to dodge to the side as this bolt of just radiant fire comes from the sky at you. And at the end of the last turn, I gotta do this.
There's no like save it. There's nothing bad happens, right?
No, you dodge it. It's a full dodge. It's just a cantrip. Right.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh no. Oh come on.
Alright, I gotta... So, also, I'll do the chance for you to get damaged at the start of your turn. So, with that, she's done. Sess, please make a dexterity save.
Alright, with advantage, that's a 15.
Okay, so you are gonna take half damage from this.
Okay.
So, it's gonna be 4 damage. Because by homebrew, all half rolls we round up instead of down.
Gotcha. Also
for you guys as well as me, so don't think I'm cheating yet.
All right. Earlier I mentioned that Says barely got a word out. So as she, the last words you guys hear from Says are simply the kids, and then she sort of her neck sort of falls, her head falls facing downward, quickly snaps up, and she quickly turns around to the guy behind her. You guys can see that her pupils have completely gone white. DM, I would like to rage.
Okay, you're a raging Cajun.
I'm angry. She is going to swing a brass knuckle, aiming for the throat of the guy in front of them.
Okay.
This is she is gonna be. I know I have advantage, but I'm gonna say
Why do you have advantage?
Yeah, I'm not gonna reckless.
Okay.
I already have advantage to flanking.
Why do wait, I don't have flanking as a
Oh,
roll.
then I'm gonna reckless. I am going to
Okay.
reckless. Every attack I will make with advantage.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit the guy between me and
Hits.
Jubilee.
Hits. You want to
Alright.
roll again to see if you crit? Because you have advantage.
Yep. Still 23.
Okay,
So
so you
11
don't-
points of. Oh wait, I forgot to turn on rage as well. Sorry.
So it's
I added 2 to
13?
that.
Yep.
Yeah, 13 damage.
Okay, he did not like that.
Is he still standing?
Yes.
I'm going to bonus action and finally use the Battle Rager. As I punch him in the throat, and as he's like wheeling back, Sez no longer like in that cocky stride stance. She's like full on like a boxer. Quickly grabs both her hands and tries to grab for his head. So
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for the spike damage.
Okay.
It's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
It's a total of 6 piercing damage as she quickly grabs both of his ears and brings his head down for a knee. To hit him
Okay.
in the face.
With that, yeah, your first thing, you basically punched him so hard you heard his ribs crack underneath your brass knuckles, and then as you pull his head in, you straight up impale his head on your knee spike. As his
Yeah.
body flops lifelessly on your leg.
Yep. Everything here is going to be lethal now.
Okay. And yeah, you guys all see that the fire has now burned through, because this actually happened at the start of the turn. So the fire burns through this wall here. So this wall is now gone. And so now you guys have just open visibility for how this fire is raging and all the people here.
I'm gonna move here and provoke an attack of opportunity from the guy in.
From the
Actually,
orc?
you know what? I have a dumb idea. I'm going to provoke an attack of opportunity from all 3 of these guys.
Okay.
It's so that if Kliff is that way, then we'll have it for Kliff.
Gotcha.
Actually, wait, no, it's their turns next.
Gotcha.
I was about to say, yeah, please don't be dumb.
It's not dumb. It's tank strat. Plus, I'm raging. I will move here into my turn and provoke an attack of opportunity from the one on the right.
Okay, so the orc will bring down his battle axe on you with advantage. 21 hits.
Yep.
7 slashing, so 4 slashing.
4. Mhm.
Yep. So he gets one swing on you as you see part of him is burning to go. Now he's going to have some nice burn marks to go with the talon marks across his face. As he still manages to get a swing in at you before you leave. And it's his turn. He is going to make his dex save. He passes, so he takes half. For 4. And he, amongst... You do realize, for Kliff and Cess, the fire is spreading, and there is a big set of boxes right here, just so you know.
Yeah.
He is going to come and move out of Kliff's melee. You can do a free strike, if you so inclined.
Sure. I will do so. Is it still considered at least dim light in here?
No, definitely not anymore.
I figured.
The room is now becoming very brightly lit by alchemist fire.
Only a 10.
No, that he just knocks it aside. He appears to be a man on a mission as he comes barreling through, and he's going to attack Jubilee for igniting the boxes. So, in a whirlwind of weapons at Jubilee,
No, he's made a mistake now.
he's going to try and do several attacks at you. So, first, 14, 20, and natural 20.
Yikes! The last 2 hit.
Okay. The battle axe does 8 damage on its hit as it digs into you, and then he basically uses the axe to hook down your shield as he slashes into your arm, and then he uses that fact that your shield is down now to just do that whole punching dagger in one of the openings under your breastplate or whatever armor you're wearing for another 8 damage.
Oh.
As you see a scarred and burning face just like glaring at you. He goes, "I'll take you to the Hell's Hellspawn!" And that guy is dead. And that guy is dead. Kliff, it's your turn. You're in fire. Make a dexterity save.
Yes. Hopefully this doesn't kill me.
You're good. You're good.
18.
So you take half damage. Or 2. What do you wish to do with your life?
What little I have left of it?
Yes, actually.
I look over and I can see the utter chaos that's going on. I can see that myself is highly damaged. I can see that orc being an asshole. And I can see Cess currently having some trouble and going full-on fighter mode. At this point, I would like to use my ultimate illusion.
Okay. You start to morb.
As everyone is currently concentrated, you can see as my body starts to shift into something that it's not, and suddenly where once was an arm is suddenly growing apart like a Venus flytrap into a giant mouth. On the other end, there's now several eyes starting to flow away. You can see it looks to be several bits of flesh and tendrils starting to spew out of just a thing of flesh.
Yeah. People are not prepared for this. Probably not your party either.
I gain 9 temp HP,
Cool, cool.
which I will gladly take. That doubles my current HP.
Oof.
What you got there, Kliff?
Yeah,
What's going
right?
on
You
here?
want to let the whole class in?
And from that giant arm mouth, just suddenly as I point it towards the orc, hold on, how far is that? Let me go ahead and measure real quick.
Probably 20, yeah, 15 feet.
And these guys both still have their reactions.
Yep. But you do still have your cloak back up now. I'm not going to count fire damage as a part of that, since it wasn't an attack.
All right, that's good to know. In that case, I will go ahead and, like, as the mouth opens up and just fires off another just thing of shadow through it. In reality, I'm just throwing it, but through the illusion, everyone sees it shooting out of the mouth and into the back of this orc, or at least I try to.
As shadowy fucking razor blades fly out of this thing's mouth. Roll your range attack.
22.
That will easily hit him.
As he takes 6 points of psychic damage.
Oh boy. He's not looking good.
And how tall are these boxes?
The ones next to you, they probably go up about 10, 15 feet.
Can I, like, climb up them without any trouble? Are they like staircase, or do I have to, like, go around them if I want to, like, move?
Well, if you're gonna climb up them, you're gonna get tax opportunity.
Yeah.
But you also realize the fire is going towards the boxes you will be climbing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up there, look around from the height, and then, like, jump off on the other side and start running that way.
Okay. So, just make a... I'll let you make an acrobatics check. I know how badly you want to do an acrobatics check.
Okay. Mod 20.
Okay. So you're easily going to succeed on that. I'm going to get my free strikes on you, which I do have normal attacks on because it cancels out the disadvantage. So first mace is going to hit you.
Yep.
For 6. Oof, second mace.
I'm going to use my reaction to stop that.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Chronal Shift.
Okay.
So it's a reroll basically.
Okay. Good call.
Yeah.
So I will reroll that.
Rubian is just pulling out all the stops today.
Alright, so just a normal 20 for 7. As, yeah, you're able to temporarily stop time as you see this mace just collide with Kliff's head, and you become filled with temporal magics as you literally just, like, stop and then reverse back a giant clock wheel in front of you before the attack strikes, and the guy is slightly thrown off balance by this as the hands of fate reweave themselves. And this time it doesn't hit his head, it only hits his tummy.
Oh, I also forgot. This guy has to make a wisdom save.
Okay. He will do such. Oh, he actually has +2 to this, but no, a 5 does not succeed.
It does not, and he is now frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
Oh, geez. He's scared. He's a scared cat.
Can you remove the blackness so I like climb up these boxes?
Yeah. I'll show you in a second.
So I can like.
Yeah.
I'm getting up to the high point so I can look around for the hostages and start running towards them.
See that there's a door there, and from where you are, you can see there's an area there. That's kind of hard to see, but you can see like that. So you have a very good idea about what's going on in here.
All right. I have 5 hit points left. I'm running.
Okay.
I just used 5. I don't know if that cost me extra movement to get up here.
So it is like 10 feet high, so it's 5 feet to get there, 10 feet to get up, and then however much to get down.
Okay. I'll just jump down if I can.
Okay.
20, 25, 30.
Okay. Jubilee.
Actually, no, wait.
Sorry.
30.
Jubilee.
There
Great. So I got this guy
Yep.
digging into my flesh.
As the fire is spreading
And-
towards you, that you started. Just to be clear.
And I don't much care for the language he used against me. I'm gonna collect the blood. I'm gonna collect the blood that's in my mouth and spit it in his face and hit him with the flail.
Yeah.
17.
That will tag him.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Oh boy. Yeah, your flailheads just slam down on him, and you hear bones cracking in the punching dagger arm that he had embedded in your stomach as he breaks off the stab from you, and you see some bones are beginning to pop out of his skin, but he is still standing.
He won't die, but that's all I can do.
Paige.
It's okay. The murder kitten will finish the job.
Yeah.
The murder kittens. Oh wait, yeah, we both killed one.
Yes, but Cess, I don't think saw her kill the first.
No, Seth did not see that the wall hadn't burned down yet.
Yes.
Cess isn't paying attention to anything right now anyways,
Yeah.
so don't worry about it.
But there is something that she has seen that, or at least Paige has seen that she has never seen before, and that is Cess fighting. She has never actually witnessed any of her matches, and this sort of transformation is almost kind of scary. So she's already very much out of it, staring at the person right in front of her whose bones are like outside of his body. And she's going to. He's in melee, so
Yep.
okay.
You remember, you don't have disadvantage. Just be
Yeah,
clear. So
okay,
you can shoot somebody in melee.
Okay, so I don't know how much he has.
He looks very, very messed up, but he is still
Okay.
standing.
All right. Then I'm going to. Yeah, I'll just do another firebolt.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to waste too many spells. So
Okay.
okay, let's roll for that then. That is 20.
You hit.
Okay, and let's roll for the firebolt. That's a 5.
Oh, sweet child. You have tasted blood, and you crave more. This guy is, for this encounter, is tough enough that you can limit break if you would like.
Ooh.
So much for bringing them in.
What does limit break imply?
You have
Remember,
full
we get
narrative
flavor
powers
text
of
for
how
that.
you want to kill this guy.
Oh gosh.
You can cheat with spell use, whatever you want.
Yes, so it's more so almost like an inflict wounds, where because he's so close, she kind of just sticks her hands out and uses her claws to kind of clench up against his chest and just kind of ignites him in flames.
Nice. So yeah, just fiery claws extend from your actual shifter claws and just tear into his flesh as he just begins burning from the inside out. As you feel the fat crackling along your fingers as he is burning in front of you, as he screams and screams until the fire starts coming out of his throat and his eyes melt. And he tries with his broken arm to reach up, but it can't. You just hear the breaks more until they in turn blacken as he falls to the ground.
She is just going to scream again, and because of that, I'm going to use my bonus action to go into shifting.
Okay, we got double angry kitty mode.
Yeah, so that'll give me the 4 temporary hit points. And that will be the end of my turn.
Alrighty. We got a thug left. This thug shouts in vulgar celestial and turns, "You fucking shifters! You're monsters on this world! May the flame take you!" As he is going to try and slam his mace into Seth.
All right, yeah.
And he has advantage.
No.
That does not hit. Alright, start of a new round. You know what that means, ladies, gentlemen, and them bees? And what we like to say in the business, boom goes the dynamite.
Gosh.
As now, there is more fire. Oh, wrong color. As now the other boxes that are behind Kliff and in front of Kliff ignite. And so they spread out.
Son of a bitch.
Immediately around it.
I'm glad I moved up 5 feet.
Yep. And then immediately in front of Kliff. All this is just fiery wasteland. As you look at this rapidly disintegrating room. So, in light of this, this caster will now have to make a check, as they are getting burned by 2 different sets of fire. But it's only going to be the one check for simplicity. They succeeded, so they take half damage.
I feel like if you just throw more fire on fire, it's not going to make the fire more fiery.
Well, it's just the fact that it's more overwhelming. It's just a more powerful fire at that point.
If 2 oil fires suddenly mix, it doesn't make 2 oil fires over top of each other, it just makes one bigger oil fire.
Yeah, it's a bigger, hotter fire. Okay. So, with that, she is going to be screaming as she is burning, and she's going to try backing up.
I knew it. Trying to run out that door.
As now that's gone. Gee, what does she have anything useful that she can do in light of the current situation? Yeah, she's gonna try and do that. So she looks at Kliff and shouts in Celestial at him, and you can now make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, I'm good at those. No, I'm not. Oh, apparently I am, as I got a 21.
Ooh, too easy. As she's shouting in High Celestial at you, you feel like tendrils of like flaming shackles try to appear around you, but your form at this point is beyond such mortal fetters. And they just crumble around you.
As the chains just grab onto me, they seem to just go through me as the slush separates and then reattaches, just causing the chains just to slide through.
Okay. This guy is going to make his check. He is standing in the middle of a fireball. He passed. He doesn't have advantage, but he still passed. Whew. Didn't like that. So he takes 6 damage. He's burninating the country. So he is...
Burninating all the people.
He is gonna provoke a free strike from Cess, as he is going to try and just run out of this fire.
Yeah. I think I will take that free strike. All right. Here we go. That is a 23 to hit.
Okay. You will hit him.
It's 14 bludgeoning damage as he runs past me just quickly. One jab straight to his liver.
Oof. And he's stumbling, but he's also burning, so it's you basically kind of knock him off as he was trying to run past you, and he slams into some of the boxes, causing some to tumble. But he then just continues just booking it across the room. Cess, it is your turn. Make a dex save.
Yep. Alright, this is again made with the advantage. That
Good.
is a 22.
5 damage.
5 damage. Alright. A bit of flavor text. Upon seeing Paige scream after killing that one guy, Cess did look behind her to see her sister screaming and that, and sort of slightly grimaces through, as best as you can tell, through an angry face, and then sort of motions to you guys to go around. And she is going to look at this guy and punch him in the fire.
Good.
It's recklessly, so that's
Ooh,
a
boy, that's a hit.
Ooh.
He's too concentrated on the fire to notice your
Yep.
fist going to his face.
Yep.
That is 11 damage.
Yeah, he did not like that. He did not like that one bit.
Bonus action after punching him square in the face as he's recovering from that, she's going to shoulder tackle him into the fire with the flavor text for spikes.
Yeah. You hit.
This is reckless, so 15 hits. Another
8
8
more.
points of
Oof.
piercing damage.
He did not like it.
Alright, cool. And Says, thinking he's really hurt, is going to move further into the building.
Okay.
I can move this far.
Yeah, he will.
Attack of opportunity.
Yep. With advantage.
What's behind door number 1?
17. So
17 does in fact hit.
you take 7 damage. 4 damage.
4 damage.
That guy is now dead. Kliff! You see a guy. Everybody is running away from the rapidly disintegrating warehouse as there is a big raging fire in front of you.
Turn back to the others and pretty much repeat what Seth's already said, and I just go to the other door! And I go 5, 10, 15, and I look inside this door real quick.
Okay. You see. More people!
Are they the people that we're looking for, or are they...
No, they are not.
Closed door.
The monstrosity that it is the Thing from the Thing movie just quickly wrong floor, and just close the door.
Okay.
That was 15, 20, 25, and I quickly, another Shadow Blade emerges from a spike and just goes to stab this guy in the back of the shin.
Alright. Stab him.
Going for non-lethal, like always.
You always go for non-lethal? Yes. Okay, for future reference, tell me if you're always going to go for non-lethal. It is important for me to know.
Every attack I've done so far, I've always aimed it at the legs. I thought it was...
Yeah, but that's not saying I'm doing non-lethal damage. That's just attacking somebody in the
You can
legs.
chop their foot off.
Yeah, you have lots of veins and stuff in your legs. You can sever them. You will die. Well,
That's
you're
another
nat
natural
20. Okay, you hit.
For 22
He is
points
very,
of
very
non-lethal psychic damage.
unconscious as you stab into him. The psychic overwhelming might of the attack just causes him to scream and just go catatonic, flopped on the ground.
That, or he probably just had a heart attack when he saw me running at him.
I'm gonna do that thing to show that he's not actually dead. Jubilee, there is Inferno in front of you.
5 more feet that way.
Yeah, there is just Inferno in front of you everywhere.
Jubilee's not looking so hot, but she's going to see this Inferno, look at Paige, who's now a cat.
An angrier cat.
An angrier cat. And just kind of... just flavor texting, not actually, because I can't actually do this, but grab you by, like, the scruff of your neck like a mama cat does. And just like, we're getting out of here. And, I'm going to... dash action.
Okay, Paige, do you want to resist being pulled along?
Oh, man!
That is, if you're willing, there's no problem. If you want to resist, you will have to, she will have to make a check to try and force you along.
Oh my gosh! Oh no! Cess is in there by herself. What?
Well, there's Kliff there.
Don't worry.
You see,
Yeah,
Monster
yeah,
Kliff
okay.
is on the other side.
Okay.
Looking more viable too. We'll be fine.
That's okay. Yeah, then she'll go along. She'll go along.
Okay, so you can take basically Paige behind you wherever you wind up.
Oh, okay. So for me, that is 60 feet. I think I can make it to, like, this point right here.
Okay.
So... bloop.
All right. The point of combat has moved, so I will just keep that camera angle up there. Okay. Paige, you were dragged along. What do you do?
Okay, and we can no longer see the elven lady now.
No. There are still walls here for now.
Okay. Then I will... I can't really do too much other than probably a dash action as well.
Drag on Jubilee now. Chain it.
She's not really strong enough to probably pull along Jubilee very far.
Yeah,
She would be moving basically at half speed if she tries to drag along Jubilee.
Yeah, which would...
I'll look at Paige and let her go. And, you know, just blood pouring out of my rib cage. Just you go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. Please be okay.
Those doors
all
are
right.
closed. Remember that.
Okay, so...
And Kliff can see that the doors, in fact, are they're padlocked closed with a chain.
Ooh, okay. They're padlocked. All right.
Kliff can see that. You may have saw it a little bit from the other side of the room, but
Okay, so...
What material are the doors made out
they're
of?
wood. There's wood. The building was made of wood.
I mean, my sister melted a man. She can melt a door. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, technically. All right,
I'm
so,
teasing
but
you.
if I try to push open the door, that is an action?
Yeah, it would be an action. It would be an athletics check to try and... It would be a very tough athletics check to basically try and smash through a chain padlock on the other side.
Gotcha. Okay. But I have magic.
You do have magic. She's magic. You know.
I have magic. Could I try a magic missile at it?
You can't see it to do the magic missile.
Okay. Then I think I would. I only could really do athletics, right?
I don't know. You have firebolt. You can try and do a lot of things.
Yeah. All right. Well, everything else is burning down. Might as well try another dang firebolt.
Yarny would be so proud that our cats are immediately resorting to arson.
I'm so sorry. I'm
All right,
panicking.
Make an attack roll.
She does not know how to handle this pressure whatsoever.
The fire's already out of control. What's a little bit more going to do?
A 10?
You throw your firebolt at it, but the door is sturdily enough made that it just doesn't seem to be doing anything. Like you're burning the wood, but it's just not burning it enough to count as damage.
Okay,
You'd have to roll higher to hit.
that's absolutely fair. All right, I think
Yep.
that is all I can do.
Okay. This guy is in fire. He is gonna make a save. Oh, he rolled a nat 1. How damaged is he? Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, he did not like that. Yeah. So you see this guy over here is, like, trying to get out of the fire, but he is full-on caught on fire. And he just falls back into the flames screaming as he tried to stop, drop, and roll, but the alchemist fire doesn't come off of him. And you just see him start to boil and pop in there.
That's the worst thing about oil fires, is that oil as a liquid can literally like seep into your clothes and you just stay on fire.
Yep. And at this point, at the end of the turn, more people are going to be doing things. So first off,
open a door.
Yep. First
and
off,
then immediately closed it.
Yep. First off, you see this guy who is built similar to the half-orc, but he is a human, holding a scimitar to a very, very withered-looking dryad sapling as he comes out of the room seeing the place on fire, followed by a half-elven priestess holding the harp, a very bedraggled-looking harpy, who's an adult. And then you see a little what is here? A guy come out with a lamia broodling. I see a guy just holding a very small fairy dragon, and then finally you see a guy holding a shackled, smiling Harlequin. And as the place is on fire, they're gonna say something after these guys try and get through the door. Do you want to try and prevent them from opening the door, Sess?
Yeah, I have a body.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Oh god, that would be so evil. You just shove like a chair or something underneath like the door handle.
219.
You'll love to see it. Alright, so they're gonna try and... Nope. You hear banging on the other side of the door and shouting as two guys are trying to basically move through it, but you're just blocking them in place. And then... Sorry, I have to go through the screen. Show this. I forget that I have to like bounce between two different screens for this. And so you guys, the priestess with the harpy shouts, "Lay down your arms or they're all gonna die!" And that's the end of action. Priestess, this other person is gonna hold. This guy is unconscious. Sess, what do you do in your rage-like state as people are trying to bash down the door? And you see all these people holding hostages.
Are they holding action to like attack if I go up to them?
They are holding their action as they move down. That's about it.
So if I were to do anything, they would attack the hostages.
You don't know, but they did say to throw down your weapons or to kill the hostages.
Fuck.
You're in your battle state.
Yulia?
Mm-hmm.
You'd forgive me for anything bad, right? Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do something, sorry. I forgot to spread the fire more.
Oh!
Oh, boy! Oh, darn!
Do I have to roll a dex save on?
Yes, you will.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. With advantage. 16.
Okay, you're good. So you're gonna take half
Alright.
damage from that. As you are now basically surrounded by fire. Kliff is surrounded by fire behind him.
How much damage do I take?
Yep, I'm sorry.
Oh, so you should spread the fire, my bad.
Yep. You take 3 damage.
Okay.
You figure the fact that you're in the midst of a giant fire, you probably have the ability to move out of it and they wouldn't kill somebody.
How hurt is Harlequin looking?
She doesn't, well, she looks, it's hard to tell with her, because she always looks so dirty and fucked up normally.
Does she look as energetic as she was at the bar?
Yeah, she looks very amused by all of this happening.
Is she chained up?
Yeah, she's got little shackles on her hands and everything. But
I'm gonna walk up very slowly, and I'm assuming in the midst of my, like, what is now, like, the receding ends of my anger. Like, the other people don't really, like, talk or bother me. You see Says reach for the shackles on Harlequin. I'd like to break them open.
Okay. Make a athletics check.
So sorry, someone's at my door.
Okay.
I will, athletics, right?
Yeah,
To rip it
with
open?
advantage.
Or- yes, angry.
You are an angry lady.
14.
No, that's not enough to break through it.
Well,
You try, the guards, basically go, "Hey!" As you see the, all of the various kidnappers begin digging their weapons deeper into their hostages. So they're beginning to draw blood, ichor, and sap respectively. And Harlequin seems very amused by this as she begins to ooze this very sticky, like dark red, almost black blood out of the wound.
you see Says as she's like struggling with the handcuffs as she's being pushed by the guards. She sort of like angrily whimpers this one word to Harlequin, "Help." We talked about charcuterie. She kind of likes me. I hope maybe.
Okay, Litro. Unless you have a bonus action thing you want to do.
No, I got nothing at this point.
Okay.
All out.
Kliff, what do you want to do? This is the current situation.
Yes. Let's try something stupid.
Okay.
Let's try some BS.
Okay.
As the fire continues to rages behind me, and I currently look like the Eldritch Abomination that is Alucard at level 1, I just start to call out, "Terra my mortis!" And suddenly, by the door, a large stone wall starts to appear and grow up in front of it, and I call out, "Lay down your arms, or we all will burn!"
Okay. Jubilee, what do you do?
As I try and intimidate them to make them drop their weapons.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I'm going action dash,
Okay.
which will get me to bloop right here next to Paige.
Okay.
Bonus action, second
Can I move right
wind.
here? By the way, can I move right here? Sorry.
So you're gonna move past Cess and next to the guy?
I can technically move through allies, right?
Yeah. Well, technically Harlequin is not an ally that you are aware of. But you can move through Cess.
Okay.
And it's mostly for clarity. Technically, like, the various hostages are kind of taking up the same square as their captors, but to show that they are there, I'm putting them next to them. Okay.
Sorry.
So first, you can roll your intimidation. Jubilee, you second winded. That's 4 plus your fighter level.
Yes.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm also going to use my action surge.
No. Oh, that one.
Oh,
Wait,
Do I have any kind of like inspiration because of my weird eldritch form or anything? And the fire running behind me.
The dog's beckoning at your will. I heard that there was somebody who wanted to say something.
yes, I have another chronal shift.
Does it require you to see the person?
I'm looking at it's
I'm
for
just curious.
That you can see, yes.
Yeah, so you cannot chronal shift him. But yeah, you are very scary. The situation is very fucked, but it looks like these people have the crazed look of martyrs in their eyes.
Well, I tried, and I failed.
Jubilee, what do you want to do with your main action?
Yeah, so I use my dash action to get here. I'm gonna action surge.
Yep.
To cast Armor of Agathist
Okay.
at 2nd level.
Okay. Was that the ice armor thing?
Yeah. So it's gonna give me an extra. That's gonna give me 10 temp HP,
Okay.
and if anyone hits me, they also get 10 cold damage.
Okay. Sounds good. And is that your turn?
Yep, that's my turn. I'm just gonna look at Paige and say, well, only one way for them to come out.
Speaking of Paige the mage.
Page. Okay. So we technically have no idea what's going on
Nope,
behind
there's a
this
closed door. That's about all you know. You hear shouting coming from inside.
I mean, her instinct is going to be to try to open the door.
Okay, so you gonna try firebolting again or something else?
Jesus. Yeah, let's try it again.
Okay.
20.
Okay, roll damage.
2.
Ooh, sorry. Well, you're starting to burn it. You're starting to burn it. I can assure you with that.
All right.
But it is not enough to blast through the lock area.
Fine. I'm gonna back up just a little bit because I hear the shouting.
Just a little bit. As a treat.
Just as a treat. Just as a treat.
All right, that guy is very much dead. Okay, so at the end of the turn, seeing this turn of events, the Harlequin's gonna kind of crack her head, looking at Cess after Cess said help, and you see a little red orb appear behind her, and the shackles just melt off of her. She goes, well, I guess the fun is over. Time for the real fun to begin. And
Mom, I'm scared. I want to go home.
you then see 7 more orbs appear behind her, floating around her as the people, the various kidnappers look very confused as they're like, what the hell is going on? We just had this lady. He goes, it was entertaining being with you for our last few hours, but I guess I'm in a bad mood. And Cess and Kliff are going to feel a very interesting set of sensations as orbs appear. I'm going to use blue for this just to distinguish it from the fact the entire place is burning. They appear within 30 feet of her. Let's go here, here, and here, 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 and here. And you see that there are various energy ley lines going back to her from each of these orbs. As they are all different colors. One is red and fiery, one is blue and icy, one is staticky and electricity, one of them is bubbling yellow, another one is a green gas, another one is black void, and a radiant sphere as well. And the energy's coarse, and you see a whole bunch of effects happen all at once around her. As toxic gases, electrical pulses, flaming discharges, icicles bursting out of the ground, and raw power of just disintegration starts tearing these people apart and melting them around you. You guys feel the energy passing over you guys. Like, you get the tingling sensation as they are coursing around you, as you feel the heat, the cold emanating from around you, but not seeming to damage you yourself. As literally Cess and Kliff get the feeling of an icicle bursting out of your chest, but it doesn't seem to hurt you, nor do you feel it. However, the person standing directly next to Kliff, that guard, or that thug, is promptly impaled by that icicle. And with that, each of them starts screaming as little or as much as they can for the short moments they have before poisonous gases start rupturing out of their mouths, and their innards literally start dissolving out of them as acid tears through their stomachs and legs. And you see everybody around her is, except for you guys and the hostages, is reduced to ashes.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh!
We got the kids, that's what we came for. Don't worry about it. I think Litro left one guy alive. That guy actively burning alive in the fire. Okay.
And I like how the people who are locked in the room also about to be burned to death.
Oh yeah, and this guy. Sorry, I gotta go check. All right, so it's you guys and a very bedraggled looking hostages, as the room continues to burn up around you.
Are we still on initiative, or can I just pick up one of the hostages and just start running out?
Yeah, if you want, this is your opportunity. The door is currently shackled.
I'm gonna rip the padlock off if we're not in initiative.
Okay.
I should have advantage on this, right?
Yep.
Actually, wait. Rage technically wears off now, but I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay.
I take the harpy woman by the hand, and then I scoop up the young dryad in my other arm, and I just. The illusion now of me being just a monster is now dropped, and I'm just normal Kliff again, and I just start running towards the door.
Okay.
Hoping for, since the Lamia and the fairy dragon are already near the door, I feel like they would just be...
Okay, so you grabbed the harpy and the dryad, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you grabbed the harpy and the dryad. Cess, you bust through the lock and kick open the door. Jubilee, you got a door smacking into you as Cess is kicking it open, and lots of smoke comes out of this room as it is the entire warehouse is ablaze.
She went BRB, but
okay, but yeah.
Yeah.
And the Harlequin will she just blinks. It just teleports to the other side. And Cess, do you want to reach back and grab the fairy dragon and Lamia?
Yep.
Okay.
That just happens. Harlequin can walk out herself, right?
She literally teleported.
Gotcha. Cool. Sick. Lamia and everyone else out. Lamia and fairy dragon. Mm-hmm.
All right. With that, we can end the music for now. But yeah, as this thing is blazing, you see explosion starts coming off of the left side of the warehouse as more boxes are igniting and fire's beginning to spread more. As you guys have dragged all of your hostages outside. And you see, running towards you guys is a bunch of House Thrashk guards, along with, what was it? Flamebearer Rain and Yen are barreling towards this place. Yeah, so there's it's going to be probably, a couple rounds for them to get here. Since they were coming to see this giant fire, but you got a couple rounds with you guys outside of the building as it is burning, Harlequin, and some very bedraggled and/or unconscious hostages. The Dryad is this withered wooden husk of a person. You see that all of her leaves have wilted. There's decay and rot forming on her bark-like flesh, and
she still has till tomorrow afternoon till she's gone, right?
Probably. who knows what just happened, how that has affected her.
Oh yeah. Out of character.
Yes.
Could a healing potion help her? Because I did buy a few with the starting gold we had.
It would not, because this is like literally her essence is gone. So she has to get reattuned. Yeah, she has to get reattuned.
Kliff, holding the dryad in his arms, just looks at everyone. We can explain this later. We should probably head back to the grove.
Harlequin kind of brushes some blood and viscera off of her, and looks at you guys and goes, "Oh, well, that was interesting, wasn't it?"
Yes. Thank you for not only helping us, but also giving me nightmares for possibly the rest of my life.
She helped you?
Says his rage like goes away and her pupils like come back normal into
Helped us in a way that I think is mostly just her having fun tearing bodies apart. Yes.
She kind of slinks over to Kliff. Yes, Seth. What would you want to say, Seth?
I was just gonna say what Litro said, but whatever. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But yeah, she'll slink over to Kliff and go, "See, I'm not that bad," as she like gives you a little boop. And everybody
She's
else,
still red, but still very fearful.
Everybody else can see that he now has that arcade mark on his forehead. And she looks at the assembled people that were your hostages, and she goes, "Well, like I said, everybody gets one." And you see the black orb appear behind her as she gets that big smile that goes just a little too far than it ever should be capable of on a shifter's face, full of her rotting, serrated fangs. And you guys all feel a swirling energy about you guys, like pulling you to the ground, like it's a gravitic force. But then it seemingly is wrapping around you in a bubble, and you feel an intense state of absolute vertigo as the world rapidly disintegrates around you. And as you blink, you are on the ground right outside of the Tethonus Grove.
All right. So much for saving that unconscious guy and questioning him, but
oh, he's 100% gonna get burned alive.
The thrash guards will probably see if they can pull any of the paperwork or evidence from the fire. That's not our job, so let's just focus on where we are right
now. Still realize I'm holding onto the harpy's hand. I'm kind of like, oh, sorry, and then like I take the drag girl and just in both my arms, and I start running into the forest to try and reunite her with her family, so she can actually heal up.
Jubilee, do you mind following after him with and she like motions towards the fairy dragon?
The fairy dragon's just a little guy.
Little dude.
Of course. Yeah, I'll how little is little guy?
He is, I think, literally a tiny sized creature. He's just a hatchling.
I pick him up and I'll go running after Kliff.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure fairy dragons grow from like when they're really young, they're the size of pseudo dragons, to the point where they're old enough, they're about the size of like a small dog.
A mighty state. So yeah, you got the little guy. Kliff has the dryad. You have the lamia and the harpy. The harpy is standing. She's just bedraggled. She looks very malnourished and stuff, like she's been in prison for a week.
Are we all going together into the glade, or was it just
that's up to you?
All right. I mean, I'd imagine so, right? Is Harley Quinn, is she with us still,
No,
or is she like
she seemingly teleported you guys and away from her.
She didn't come with.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
If you want to take the other two hostages back to their actual homes or take them to the actual police,
I don't think we should split up when we're all this hurt. So, Sass will take out some basic caring gear, like the rations she has, as well as like potions if they need it, medical care, and like just very calmly, listen, we're gonna go ahead and drop these two off because they will actually expire if we don't do it fast enough. We promise we'll get y'all home, okay?
The harpy
A hand.
kind of nods.
Or the whole party in the glade.
Okay, so everybody, as you guys enter the glade, it immediately, you see all the swirling lights like darting around you guys, but they're like lighting up a trail as you see rows after rows of eyes from the forest looking at you, glowing green. But the trees and mushrooms and rocks all like lift themselves up and part as you guys are moving. And as you arrive once more in the Dryad Grove, you see that same cut down little sapling tree. And as you approach, you see all of the... Sorry, what?
I was going to say, like, it's all right, Jasmine. We're home now. You're back where you belong.
You see all of the different signature trees with their various sylvan markings. You see the wooden figures come out of them once more. They're glowing very brightly right now from their eyes as they see you carrying Jasmine. And they begin doing their creaking kind of slide towards you.
I first take over Jasmine to the stump, but unsure if this is where she's actually meant to go. I turn to Jubilee as my translator and be like, where should I put her?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I imagine the stump.
I go over to the stump. Just in case, ask them.
Okay.
And I start to sit Jasmine down.
I'll turn to look at the dryads and in my elvish ask them, where should she be?
Put her down there. We will reweave the vines of life.
All right. Yeah, Kliff, you can leave her there. They'll take care of her.
I set them down as gently as I can, not wanting to hurt them any more than they might already be.
Yep.
And then slowly step back.
It's just like
I put the little dragon buddy with her.
Yeah,
you see a very serious and worried look on Kliff's face as he's watching over what might happen next.
The dryad literally just feels like you're holding a little bundle of sticks. She is so light and so small. But as you put her down, with the little dragon goes over and starts like licking her face. As the rest of the dryads begin to converge around her, and you see all of them begin to glow and creak as vines and wood begins just like projecting out of the ground around Jasmine and making a bit of a cocoon around her and her stump, as you feel an incredible amount of fey magical energy about the area right now, as little balls of light are like settling on your guys' heads and shoulders and stuff. And mushrooms and rocks and frogs and cats and whatnot come to look at this. And after but a few moments, you see the cocoon begins to withdraw back into the ground. And you see that the small stump has been re-sewn back together. And while it didn't have any leaves on it, you do see a single little jasmine flower projecting out of it, and the sylvan symbols that you don't know what they mean seem to be re-etched onto the bark of the stump. And then just about a few moments later, the dryads begin to withdraw, and then you see a bit shakily at first, emerging from the wood, a much more lustrous colored bark dryad comes out of the stump, or out of the tree now. And she's still just a small little thing, probably no higher than your knees, but she's got somewhat dim glowing green cat's eyes as she looks up at you guys. And her hair is a series of jasmine petals that have been kind of arranged together to make a kind of mimicry of what humanoid hair would look like. And a bit hesitantly at first, she looks at you and blinks, and you see a slight little creaking smile appear, and you guys get the very unmistakable smell of jasmine flowers wafting through your noses as she looks at you guys.
Kliff immediately breaks out into a bit more of a broad smile. Much better. You look so much more like the pretty flower that I knew you were meant to be.
Cess, you wanted to say something?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to ask: did Kliff turn back, or does he still look like a?
Oh yeah,
I turned back. I
Oh,
turned
yeah.
back after I ran out the door.
Yeah,
All right, just make sure.
and the dryad walks towards Jubilee. All the other dryads are kind of probably about 5 feet behind her, looking at her / you guys. And you see the dryad a bit shakily moving up her very twig-like fingers and hands as you see flowers begin to erupt out of them, and little fey energy appear, and you see a little floral wreath appear in her hand made out of jasmine flowers as she holds it up shakily to Jubilee.
She'll take him. Just, are you all right?
It all hurt so much. And you see, as she's starting to talk, she actually switches from Elven to Common a bit startlingly. Goes, I tried to learn some. Thank you. Many thanks.
Jubilee will just smile and say, "You're welcome. It's not going to hurt anymore."
And you hear that kind of wooden creaking as she kind of nods slowly. And the rest of the dryads begin to like cock their heads to the side. And you hear the sound of that same kind of wind blowing through willows that's a bit mournful, but it has a note of relief, like new spring growth is about to happen, as there is just a light humming of just fey tunes from all of the other dryads. And then you see her make another little wreath that she holds up to Kliff.
He takes it and he wears it very proudly.
And she will walk over and make one for Cess.
Very calmly takes it. She does note that points to the harpy and the lamia as well to receive wreaths as well.
And then she will go over and offer one to Paige.
Is busy wiping tears from her eyes, but will gladly accept it with a nod.
And then she smiles, and you guys all feel branches and vines wrap around you guys as the dryads converge around you, and you feel you're all being bound together with the dryads in probably what is close to the dryad form of a hug. As all of the plants embrace you guys. And you're confronted with so many smells that you smell roses and jasmine and orange blossoms, and maple and oak.
Perfume hall in a mall.
Yep, all just surrounding you guys. But they all seem to sync up well. The scents seem to complement instead of actually create just an overbearing odor. And all of the dryads put their heads against you guys, and you feel that same warmth emanating from them as they hum in Sylvan. And little Jasmine will hug Jubilee's leg, and all the little vines wrap out of her fingers as she holds her.
Oh,
My gosh.
Jubilee will just smile so big and put the wreath on her head and just give her little head pats.
Seth's just gonna look at Jubilee and ask, so, Dryad's a tree people, right?
That's a simplistic way of saying it, but yes, I suppose.
So these leaves are like a part of them, yeah?
Yes.
So did we just get crowns made of their hair? Is that a kind thing? Looks at, like, Paige.
This is a very, from my understanding, it's a very endearing thing they've just done for us. They're very thankful.
They've literally offered a part of themselves as thanks.
Oh, sick. Paige is gonna take, like, a knife and, like, cut off some of her hair and put it, like, on the stump.
All the
Now part of
dryads
us
look
is with you too.
all the dryads look kind of confused at that, but they seemingly accept this as something strange mortals do.
Says takes the knife
Not
and, like,
something mortals do.
points it handle towards, like, Jubilee, Kliff, and Paige, like, they gave us their hair, you know, it's only fair.
It's not how it works.
It's not quite the same, but I'm sure they appreciated the gesture.
Yes, that might be a little too much.
Kliff, you get a little dragon on your shoulder that begins licking your face and cuddling its wings against you.
Oh, I am glad you're back home.
And then, who had Larissa and who had Cleotrixia?
I don't think anyone quite had them. They were sort of just with me and Paige.
Okay.
Walking behind the other two.
Okay. So, the Larissa will try to avoid as many spikes as possible. She basically tries to like swoop in her hands underneath your jacket to hug you and wrap you in her wings. She goes, "Oh my god, like thank you so very much. That place is freaking awful."
Just try to be more careful and tell Luxine we said hi. Oh, and to expect some House Thrash members soon.
And then the little Lamia broodling, she's just a little snake girl. She's got what appears to be diamondback scale patterns along her, and her tail does end in a little rattle. And she kind of sits there, kind of putting her hands and wringing them a bit as her rattle kind of begins to shake. And she looks up at Paige and goes, Can I hug you? Yes.
Of course you can. Yes. And she'll kind of already just go in for the hug.
All right, and she reaches up and hugs you, and then she wraps her tail around your legs as she squeezes you.
You're safe now. It's gonna be okay.
And with that, she just starts crying. Like it apparently has been very pent up at this point.
Paige sees her crying and she starts crying.
I look up at Jubilee and I gesture from my crown to hers and like, "Hey, crown twin."
Yes?
You're very good with kids. It's really cool of you.
Well, siblings, you know.
It's good that we had some muscle to help get us through that. And as you can see, Jasmine is very happy for you.
Well, I'm just glad it ended up okay. I nearly made a right mess of things. I was trying to keep y'all safe.
You did much more than that. With your help, I don't think we ever would have saved these children.
I hope you're right.
You're really cool. Now, we should get back. We need to turn in this job and explain precisely what happened, even if we don't actually know.
Yeah, maybe let them know that there's gonna be a warehouse missing.
Oh, I believe they already know that.
Hmm.
Probably tell them why. And we will leave out the part where the fire came from you.
No, I should take full responsibility for this.
I'm
Not
just
like you
saying. I'm just saying. There was holy fire in the report. It wouldn't be too much of a stretch to blame it on the dead person.
That is just so like you. But she's got a genuine smile.
Yes, I think we've all had a very long day. We should definitely try to wrap this up.
I scratch glitter underneath the chin before picking them up and putting them back on Jasmine's branches.
And Glitter will just kind of creed with just and as you set him down, he sits there next to her and rubs his head against her, and then he'll fly over and he's gonna lick each one of you. And be like, thank you guys so much.
And when you get a little bit older, I'm going to expect to use that great strength of yours to protect Jasmine in the future as well.
I'll protect her with everything I
Of course. You are a dragon. And most of all, you are a dragon of trickery. The strongest of all.
have. He's got this little big fairy dragon eyes as he looks up at you like, really?
Most certainly.
Jubilee doesn't even have the heart to correct him.
He puffs out his chest proudly as he goes back after he's done licking you guys and just rubs and puts a wing around Jasmine. And Larissa will go and, hop over to you guys and give you each a hug, and she'll give Kliff just a big old smooch.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice work. You did a good job, getting everybody over here. Thank you for helping me. You're actually kind of cute. You don't look very strong. You're kind of weak, but, you're cute.
Yeah, I think my ribs are broken. Let's go.
And then the little Lamia will look up at Paige once more after crying and go, will you take me to my mommy?
We will, right?
Of course.
She's gonna. Yeah. Okay.
And you guys all feel the vines and branches wrapping you guys up begin to pull back and retreat back into the ground. And the harpies are all just, not the harpies, the dryads are all gonna, withdraw back in forming kind of a wall behind Jasmine. We thank you for all. And then they try to switch to common from Elven. They go, all you done for us, we thank you. You are welcome here. And then they all begin to pull back into their trees.
All right, let's get you home. I'm sure you've missed it. Your parents are very worried about you.
Oh, okay. She unwraps around your legs, but she holds up her hand.
Can I go ahead and take it? Give it a good squeeze.
She'll slither next to you.
And start making our way out the forest.
You hear the clitter clap of Larissa's talons as she's walking next to you guys. Her feathers are pretty tattered right now, so doesn't seem to be like in much mood to fly. But as you quickly exit the grove, you all get bombarded by small glowing balls of kisses as a bunch of pixies just swarm around you guys. And you get glitter fairy dust all over you. And you can proceed. Are you going to go to the Cleotrix's house now?
Yeah, Cleotrixia first.
Yes.
Okay.
And walk her home.
Yep.
Or slither her home.
As you arrive, since you finally go here, since you never actually got around to going here the first time, you arrive at what looks to be a very large, I would almost describe it like a hobbit burrow, rather than like a large house. It appears to be kind of a massive mound covered in immaculately manicured flowers and trees. And there is about 4 gnolls standing outside of it with a looks to be a cobra head, like heraldic symbol on their armor. As they see you guys approach, they kind of lower their heads and their small ears kind of move back as they narrow their eyes. But then they see the little lamia next to you, and they immediately like bolt straight upright. And one of the gnolls like opens this massively ornate door in the hill and runs inside, and all of the gnolls begin like making this laughing sound and like very excitedly as they come running forward towards you guys, yipping and barking along the way.
Surprise!
Yeah.
We got you a gift.
Oh, you got the girl! Oh, Lady Cleotrixia! They go up to her and grab her and start licking her. She goes, oh, thank you. She starts crying more.
Please, yes, you should go inside. Thank you, and I'm glad you're safe.
Who are you guys?
We are the Rose Gold Mercenaries.
Huh? Oh.
I thought we
Alright.
were with House Thrask for now.
Well, for now, but I figure we're going to be
I-
working together a little bit longer. We could use a name.
Huh.
Heard worse names.
It's got a bit of a ring to it.
As you talk about this, the doors fly open, and you see emerging from them an enormous woman. And it's an enormous humanoid woman who then quickly becomes apparent as more and more of her keep coming out of this door that she is probably the mommy lamia. And
Maybe gonna grow up big.
yeah, she's probably at her full coil about 15 feet tall.
Jesus!
As she
Oh,
looks down, she's wearing lots of basically like jewelry all around her. She's got lots of silks that are very form-fitting, to reveal the fact that she's a very, very robust snake woman. And she has like immaculate red and black like cobra coloring to her scales, as her reptilian eyes just light up as her tongue flickers out of her very well painted full lips. She goes, my little coil. And she swoops towards you guys and just grabs all of you in her tail as she just wraps herself around you guys and picks up Cleotrixia from within you and squeezes her close against her bosom as she begins to tighten her coils around all of you. She goes, I've been so worried about you. I haven't been able to sleep. I've been setting the guards. I've been talking to Captain Venomspite. I've been doing everything to fight you.
I'm just slapping like a bit of her tail, like,
Ma'am, please, not too hard. I think my ribs is still broken.
I'm so sorry. And she will pick up Cleotrixia, just like put her down outside of the coils and like loosen her grip on all of you a bit. But she still keeps her tail around you guys, but she's not squeezing you right now as she looks down at you. Thank you. Thank you so much for bringing back my daughter.
You're very welcome, ma'am. We just ask you take good care of her. She's had a rough time.
I will never let her leave my sight again. Who did this?
well,
Ma-
one of them was an orc, but they're all currently ash.
I kind of burnt them all blackened, so no worries.
She reflexively like retightens around you guys just a little bit too tightly. And as you see her eyes kind of become very thin slits as you talk about this orc and stuff, and then she kind of snaps out of it and she uncoils from around you guys.
Whatever group they were with, House Thrashk will probably go digging more for you. I wouldn't exactly rely on Venomspite right now.
You work for House Thrashk? They actually helped us?
They did. They hired us to find everyone.
I show the little badge House Thrash gave us.
By the six! I never thought that they would ever do anything for us. We always hear about how everyone across the wall hates us.
That is the furthest thing from the truth, ma'am.
They cared about you so much. They asked us, and they can't all be bad.
There are many people in trouble, and while they did want to help you as much as they could, they were also having to deal with several other wrong things. That is why they took us on and hired us, because they needed a little extra help was all.
And I thank the six, and I thanks House Thrash for bringing you to me to bring back my little coil, my broodling. And she squeezes you all again as she actually not only coil hugs you, but also physically just wraps her arms around the four of you, pressing. Let me do a D4 here.
I feel like I need to ask this, given the numerous grabs she does. How much does she do damage with
No,
this?
she's not trying to damage you.
Accidental love damage can happen.
Yeah, Paige.
I was about to say, if she just did 4 damage to me, I would be unconscious.
Yeah, Paige and Jubilee get squeezed into her enormous bosoms as she is just wrapping you guys in her arms and coils. But she doesn't seem to actually hurt any of you guys, but it definitely feels very high pressure because she's a hugger.
Oh, thank you. Don't have to thank us, ma'am. It's just part of the job.
Right. It's fine. Thank you.
It's like, I was imagining them trying to muffle that through her bosom. She had to say it like that.
And she will loosen up and kiss each of you on the head and go, tell me your names. You're always welcome in my house.
Oh, well, I'm Jubilee Ravamont.
I am Kliff Beldeorin.
Paige, just Paige.
And I'm just Says. Don't mention it. Any kid in trouble, we like to help out.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank the Six for bringing you into my life and bringing back my little Cleotrixia. Come here, come here tonight. I will give you the greatest feast you've ever had.
Well, we gotta drop off one more person, but we might take you up on that later.
So that sounds all right.
And she will unwrap herself around you guys and slink back towards the door. And she looks at Cleotrixia. And Cleotrixia goes, one more thing, Mommy. And she walks up and she's gonna go hug each of you guys in turn and squeeze you extra tight. And just kind of bury your head against your legs. Thank you so much, and I'm so glad that the Six brought you to me and saved me from that place, and that I could be with my mom once more. Thank you all.
Oh, little one, you're so welcome. Now, you just gotta promise to take care of yourself and your mama, okay?
Looks up with her little big reptile eyes. They're crying. She does the little sideways blinks and goes, I'll do my best.
You can
I
start by
take
giving
off
your.
the. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say you can start by giving your mama a big hug right now.
And I take off my flower crown and I put it on her head, and I go, "That has magical powers, you know. It'll fill you up with strength enough to help protect your family and yourself."
Really?
Mm-hmm. You know it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Now, go give that hug that Jubilee said.
She rapidly slinks over to her mom and wraps herself around her mom, and her mom wraps herself around her. And they just slink together, and she lifts up little Cleotrixia and presses her head against her and holds her close and flicks out her tongue and gives her cheek little kisses too. And then they both wave at you very teary-eyed as they go back into their house.
One more stop. And then also, we should probably report all this.
Yeah.
How are your ribs holding up there, Kliff?
Well, I think in that last squeeze, it might have pushed it into my lung, but other than that, all right.
Good, so you'll be alive by the time we get there. Excellent. Let's go.
You guys don't need to take me anywhere. I'm really thankful that you guys came to help me. And good job horribly massacring those douchebags. I really appreciate it. So I don't know. I think I could probably get back to my own. What's that?
Lots of Seth just says no. Listen, where me and my sister come from, lots of nice looking people walk the streets at night and they don't entirely make it back home after what just happened.
Is
At
it
least
nighttime?
for our sake, let us walk you home.
Least we can do.
She kind of cocks her head to the side and kind of bobs it a bit like a bird, and then she gives you all a big flashing toothy smile. She just has rows of just shark teeth in her mouth, but her eyes are very bright and glittering blue. And she goes, okay, you guys are such charmers, I can't help but find myself kind of sucked into your auras. So I'm gladly to have such attractive people taking me home.
Besides, we would love to hear you sing, little bird.
You guys want to hear me sing? Oh my god.
Jubilee just shoots him a look why?
Maybe when you've gotten some rest, all right? I think your throat might be a little hoarse for now.
Yeah, I guess I could use a little, like, lubrication. And she kind of winks at Cess.
I don't like that. Says is too tired to like take that as a flirt. He just looks at her with these like dead eyes, blinks one eye, blinks the other.
Paige's tail is poofing up a little bit.
She'll put one wing around Jubilee and one ring around Kliff and be like, all right, let's keep going. I'll show you guys where my croft is. It's pretty nice, all things considered. I'd love to hear like all of your stories.
I'm sure you would. Let's get you back to your pad.
Yeah, the journey, she just kind of pesters you guys with questions along the way. And she always asks like a slightly too personal question every time she talks. Like she has basically no tact.
Kliff is happy to answer every one of them, but about only 25% of it is true.
Gotcha. Well, she kind of accepts everything you guys say is true. But yeah, she does.
He basically comes up with the most entertaining answer he can.
Says we'll try to distract her by deflecting with food questions. Trying to find a topic that like she could talk about instead of them. Yeah, that'll be the way till we get to her house.
Yeah. So as you guys do that, she just kind of badgers questions. She'll be like, she always points out like weird, like potentially insecurity points you guys might each have, but she doesn't seem to be doing it maliciously. It just seems to be the way she talks. And now you're beginning to understand like why Xavier described her the way he did. Like she's very nice and personable, but she's just like really absolutely tactless. And she talks about like, you know, how she wants to leave Great Wall and become a big singer. And one day she wants to perform in Sharn at the Battle of the Bards. And, you know, she wants to just make it this big career. She knows she can do it. She just needs to get out of this stupid town. And she goes, well, like, maybe if I needed a reason to leave, this is probably a pretty, like, good one.
I guess as she's saying, like, Sharn, like, she wants to perform in Sharn, I put, like, silent image right above her. I put, like, the Hollywood sign, but instead of Hollywood, it's Sharn, with, like, lights moving back and forth on it.
Gotcha. But yeah, you're able to take her back to her croft. There's a whole bunch of harpy nests in this like basically stone tower area, and she flutters up there after giving you each a big old smooch.
When she starts coming for her in the smooch, I kind of like turn my head last minute.
She does look oddly predatory, like an eagle coming down at a mouse as she walks up to you guys. Like her teeth are all showing as she kind of is creeping forward to give you guys your hugs and kisses before she leaves.
I feel Jubilee's eyes in the back of my head, and before she can kiss me, I quickly turn my head.
You have nice horns, by the way. They feel really good to touch. I just want you to know that. I'd love to touch them again.
No, that. Thank you. Once is plenty.
All right, well, I guess we'll do it next time. And like, I hope to be able to get your guys' fur again. It's so soft. What do you have to know what products you use?
Products? Question mark.
Ah, by the six, are you guys just like naturally that fluffy?
We're poor.
I think it comes from anxiety and what?
Oh, anxiety's dumb. I don't know why anybody would be anxious, but you know, I get it. Not everybody is like super cool, but I like respect you. And
Oh.
Jubilee's knuckles are just cracking because she is white knuckling them into fists, just like I can't punch the hostage. That would be bad.
And she'll flutter away and be like, I can't wait to see you guys again.
As soon as she's out of earshot, Kliff's just like, oh, as if like a huge, just like a mask can finally like just like come off and be like, oh, thank God. I don't have to be nice anymore.
Right. Oh. By the gods, I could use a beverage after this for many reasons.
Well, there's always the inn we're staying at, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
They did
I know.
a lot.
I know Big Mama was willing to throw a party for us, but I could use a moment of quiet, I think.
Yeah. Should we at least walk back and tell? I really don't want to walk back, but standing up would be rude.
Are we just
I
going there
guess
for a moment
Maybe
of
they're-
rest and then going to dinner, or are we just rescheduling the dinner?
Maybe at
You
the
know-
hotel there's a way that we can send her a message.
Yes,
That's
there's a
smart.
carrier system.
we could tell her that we'd want to do a feast on the day when we don't have our stomachs on our outsides.
And back when I was working as a messenger, I used to go to. Well, true, I only went mostly by train, but and through battlefields. The postage often did go by the end most of the time. I would not be surprised if there was any kind of messaging system there. We can quickly send her a message.
Well, how is it on the way back, or what is the distance from?
I thought
where
you
we
assumed
are
that the inn had like delivery people for us. That
No,
we
I
could
meant
use.
like magically message her.
Okay.
Just like send a quickie, like, hey.
Kliff and Jubilee would know that a Gold Dragon Inn would have a way to do an Arcanogram licensed by House de Civis to deliver it directly to somebody via messaging, for instance, like the sending spell or message spell.
Which, by the way, I'm still waiting on that letter of apology to
Yeah.
come into the mail.
you only sent it out like yesterday.
It's Arcanogram. It's like instant.
Well, they still have to
Well,
do
you
the
give them
things.
some time.
There's bureaucracy, man. They got HR.
Or they just get fired and don't get the chance to respond.
True.
So where do you
Users'
guys?
beliefs are too stubborn.
So where do you guys want to go next?
We gotta tell the lady that we want to feast a different day, yeah?
Yeah, we can do that at the end.
Yeah, so inn, relax and dinner.
Yeah, and
That
then
sounds lovely.
Yeah, and in the morning we can report.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Oh, I was talking without my accent. Whoops.
Okay. So yeah, you guys will return through the gates, very battered and bruised. As you return through, you do see a group of House Thrash guards talking to Flamebearer Rain and Yen. Not like interrogating her, she just seems to be talking to them. She's still just wearing her priestess robes with her metal limbs and stuff clanking on the ground. And as they see you guys walk past, she comes striding over to you guys in a very brisk military fashion with the guards
Please, no hugs.
behind her. What in the hell are you talking about, hugs?
We've been hugged by several different people. I have a broken rib, and I would prefer not to be hugged again.
I don't think that she's the hugging type, Kliff.
I don't think she's thinking about hugs either.
You see her in her perpetual sneer, her crystal eye scanning at each one of you guys, her still organic hobgoblin eye with its scars and stuff glaring. As she looks at you all and goes, "Well, we saw your handiwork. We arrived at the site of the fire. It had consumed a significant portion of that warehouse as well as started damaging some of the other ones, but it is good to see that the flame has seen to brought you here, that you are all still alive, even if you happen to be so damaged, but at least you are alive. Blessed be."
Yes, not our fault. But we did save the hostages.
That is good to hear. We saw something and the energies dissipate and then you all gone. So we've been trying to find you ever since, but I guess you were just walking around Grey while returning all the hostages. How nice of you.
Are you okay?
Yes.
And then she'll look. I'm assuming Kliff is the most damaged person here.
I believe I'm on 24% of my total HP.
I
Okay.
am on 3 points exactly.
You have 3 HP?
Yes.
Okay. So
I have 5 HP, so you're 2 more damage than me.
she's gonna walk over to Cess, moving away from Kliff and over to Cess, and you see her like stare down at you, and then she puts a hand on you, and you feel warmth go through your body as she begins to glow silvery, and you are healed for 15 points of damage as a very soothing balm of heat and silvery essence begins to stitch your wounds back together.
Aggressive act of kindness I've ever seen.
Well, there were people in need. I, of course, had to help. That is my duty. I am a proud servant of the flame. I can't just sit there looking at a bunch of wounded, pathetic people trying to destroy this place and not try and help.
For a healer, you sure do love rubbing the salt in the wounds. Are you and your posse gonna, fix up the rest of us as well? As much as I appreciate what you did, thank you.
Oh, I guess I'm just here to serve you all, to heal each of you. Is that what you think of me? Is that what you think I'm here for?
I just figured the heals were thanks, and I'm sorry.
Ma'am, it's not necessary, and I realize that some of the methods of the rescue operation were a little unorthodox, but the hostages, they're where they belong now, and at the end of the day, that's what we were set out to do.
She taps her metallic legs against the ground, and then she kind of does a side face and kind of puts her arms across her chest as she looks down at you guys from like a profile and goes, well, that is what all that really matters. I'm glad that you helped the locals and that all of those children and that harpy woman are okay and back at their homes and safe and sound. I guess the flame works in mysterious ways, and I guess I will sit here and try and get you all at least back up so you don't look so pathetic.
That would be appreciated.
Being mean, I can't tell by the tone of her voice.
She's like, Coach, don't worry about it.
The silver flame arrowhead necklace around her neck begins to glow brightly, and she speaks in goblin, like a goblin tinged with celestial, as she also begins to be wreathed in silvery flame that then wraps each of you guys in kind of a I would say it's almost like a hugging tendril, as you each in turn are healed for 19 points of damage.
She was a hugger. I am back up to full now. Yay!
I am also up to full, and then some.
Yeah.
Good. Now you all look less bedraggled. You won't be dying on me. Hopefully you all can continue serving the flame in your own pathetic ways.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if you have any other trouble, feel free to look for the Gold Rose mercenaries.
Again, a little eager on that whole group thing there, Kliff. Maybe just to ease up on it a tad bit.
Well, if you ever seek respite, healing, or solace in these trying times, you can come to my chapel. I will do my best to assuage your troubled minds.
Thank you.
I already feel reassured. Thank you, ma'am.
Good. May the flame guide your path. As she glares once more and then abruptly about faces and pushes her way through the various house thrash guards and heads back towards her chapel.
I love her.
I just turned to Jubilee and I'm like, could you imagine her doing weddings?
You know, in a strange sort of way, yeah, I can.
And the rest of the guards kind of look around and they're kind of confused. This situation seems to be under control. We're gonna go back to the tower.
Wait, before you go, I'm assuming we come there tomorrow for like finishing up the contract and all that.
Yeah. If what you said here is like true, yeah, definitely go tomorrow because the faster we can cut off Captain Venomspite and her crew coming into town would be great.
First thing in the morning.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you for saving all those ferocious evil monsters. I don't
Excuse
know.
me?
Kids.
Excuse me?
They were kids.
You're gonna undo that statement right now, yeah?
Yeah. Thank you for saving all those hostages.
Yeah.
You can say
if-
kids. Puts. I'm assuming Jubilee and says like one
Whoa.
hand like on each shoulder.
Yeah, kids, all the kids, all the kids of the world.
Listen here, if you don't want your ass fired by the morning, you're gonna correct that way of thinking real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
the rest
ma'am,
of
will
the
do
guards,
just fine.
the rest of the guards have rapidly parted the Red Seas around this guy.
Yes, ma'am, will do just fine. Now you run along back.
Yes, ma'am. And they all scamper.
This is why I do private work these days.
Keep telling people not to mess with you, and they just do not listen.
They want to learn the hard way, they can. I don't mind.
All right. And with that, do you guys return to the Gold Dragon Inn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Pleasant little halfling woman in her little pantsuit looks up at you guys and goes, "Welcome back to the Gold Dragon Inn. Always a pleasure to see such wonderful customers."
Oh, and it's a relief to see your face as well, ma'am. We have had an evening and are in need of some respite.
Oh, well, if it's respite and relaxation you crave, well then, you are the right place, miss. We will have our finest masseuses brought to you. House Duran will have healing tonics and tinctures prepared with only the finest of chasers to make sure that they ease into your wounds and in your bellies in minimal discomfort. We'll also have any food you require prepared and delivered anywhere you desire.
Dinner first, everyone, yes?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we would need a message sent to someone if that was all right. If you were able to.
Of course. What level of privacy would be required for this message?
Hopefully as fast as possible.
There's a change of schedule. There is a woman who offered to throw us dinner tonight. We cannot make it tonight. We would like to simply reschedule for tomorrow night.
Gotcha. Of course, Lord Deorian, we will gladly acquiesce your demands. Please let us know the person in question. And she presses some runes on her scrying screen, and you see a gnome just teleport right next to her, who is behind a little desk. And he's got a House DeCivis badge on.
Do we know the Cleotrixia's mom's name?
You know it's Cryotrixia.
Cryotrixia. Yes, it is a Lamia by the name of Cryotrixia.
Gotcha, understood. We'll have that message delivered immediately. Let me see right here. And you see a bunch of scrolls kind of swirl around him. And the House DeCivis insignia glows in runes around him as then the scrolls disappear. Your message has been delivered. Thank you for your patronage, and we're always happy to serve.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And he nods, and then he promptly teleports back out.
Now, let us go eat something.
Private dining again?
Yes, please, thank you.
I've heard of these wonderful things called cake pops, and I wish to try them.
Of course. And with that, she takes 2 steps forward, and you all are surrounded in blackness that then quickly turns into a wonderfully ambient lit dining area that is peaked with ergonomic furniture to ease your tender muscles and plenty of lumbar support.
Jubilee's just gonna ease herself into a chair and just look at the group and be like, I suggest we eat and then we'll talk about some things that need said, yes?
I sit down next to her and I kind of like start to like put my hand on her shoulder and rub it and be like, yes, I believe we deserve it. A little treat.
Says sort of cringes a little bit, but nods.
Discuss something.
Well, yes, I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but I happened to notice a few changes. And she's just gonna stare pointedly at Kliff.
Kliff's just going to look at her like, what?
Like I said, we'll eat first.
What would you guys like to order?
Cake pops.
Cake pops arrive.
Cake pops for dinner.
You deserve a treat.
All right, you get cake pops, any beverages you desire, and more food will be on the way if ever you require it. The food will materialize in front of you.
Paige is just going to have a water.
Jubilee is famished. She's probably gonna order like a ridiculous, like cartoonishly large like steak or something like
Yes.
that.
I only deal in cartoonishly large standards here.
After I eat a few cake pops, I'll go ahead and I'll get like a really like supersized burger, like Shaggy from
Burger.
Scooby-Doo style, stacked high.
Kliff has acquired Borger.
Order.
But yeah, so everybody eats and drinks their beverages. It's very satisfying and filling. And you can now enter your discussion time.
Jubilee's not saying anything right out of the gate, just kind of staring at Kliff, just waiting for him to talk.
Says looks up at Kliff and goes, listen, everybody's got things they don't want to talk about. And out the gate, we kind of figured you were the kind of guy that didn't like talking. I understand if Jubilee needs to know, but if you don't want to talk about it, I'll respect your wishes.
What exactly are we talking about?
Well, that's a good enough answer for me. I'm
Are
good
you?
enough.
No, sit down. Kliff, are you being funny right now? Cause you know I don't much appreciate your jokes.
Well, if you actually tell me what it is you're worrying about, I can actually narrow it down because I've been doing a lot of things recently, and it would help if you like actually pointed out what you're seemingly getting at.
Looking like a giant fucking monstrosity for one thing.
Yes, and yesterday I looked like a cat person.
No.
It's all an
no,
illusion.
No.
An illusion meant to scare foes, which, admittedly, could have been better.
No. See, with how long I've known you, I don't think that's right. And I don't think you're being honest. That wouldn't be the first time, but this is something entirely different. And if you don't want to tell me about it, that's fine, but just don't lie to my face.
To be a team, right? You said rose gold, was it? I feel like a team talks about things like this. Jubilee is worried about you, Kliff. We all are. So if there's something that you, want to talk about, that is.
As they're talking, a lot of the colors starts to fade away from the actual Kliff. The color in his eye disappears until they're nothing but white. Their ears become slightly more pointed, and the entire just form is almost that of a average nobody, except for the clothes, which do not change. As Kliff reveals, they are a changeling.
You look different.
Really say anything. He occasionally glances over at Jubilee, but mostly just looks down at his plate.
You can tell Jubilee is struggling to think of the correct thing to say right now. Just. Well. Are, introductions in order?
There would be no one to actually introduce you to. I'm a nobody. I'm simply a nobody that decided to take up the mask of Kliff. The real Kliff, the Kliff you knew, Jubilee, died when he was 5. I just happened to be there.
I don't know if Litro is lying or not, but
Mhm.
about this, would Cess have to roll an insight or anything to see if he's lying?
You can roll an insight if you like.
Yeah, then I'm assuming Litro or you will tell me how much I got that. That's an 18.
How much are you lying, Litro?
None at all.
Bam!
All right.
The mask appears fully off. When I was younger, I had no parents, no friends, no family, not even a face. I was simply just a body on the street for people to throw things at. Tried to play with the local kids who played in the streets. I often just got bullied. One day, while I was trying to, get to know a few of them, we got into a race. And I managed to pull ahead, along with another person. The real Kliff. However, he decided to take a shortcut by jumping over the well. I decided to do the same, and we both fell down there. I survived. He didn't. And I was scared that people would leave me down there. So, I took his face. I felt guilty about that for a very long time. So I decided if Kliff couldn't live, then I would be the best Kliff I could be for him. I would make sure his name goes down in legend and that it would be loved by all. And because of him, what I would like to call a sacrifice, but much more just simply an accident. I now have a family, home, and a purpose. But if you were to expose that truth, all that would be gone. And that small boy who fell into a well, his name would simply just disappear. And I would hate for that to happen. So please, if not for me, then at least for Kliff, keep this secret.
DM, is there a quick way for a person to get to and from rooms from like our dining room?
Yeah, you're free to travel to basically any room and your specific room. You just have to think about it hard enough and hold your key.
Jubilee's gonna stand up from her seat, just say, "Excuse me," and quickly go to her room,
Yep.
her bedside table,
Yep.
where she stuffed the little box that
Mhm.
Kliff had given her.
Mhm.
Takes it, goes back to the dining room, slides it to him across the table, and just says, "Kliff gave that to me." And if you're going to keep that name, I don't have to keep this.
You can just see a shattering in his facial expression as he almost seems a bit more broken now.
I don't know what you intended to do by using his name. You say it was selfless. I don't believe that for an instant. To make him someone worth remembering? His family loved him. They would have remembered him regardless. What you did, well, I understand, but it was cowardly. And I don't I don't know what to do from this point on.
He
So
talks about you a lot.
What?
You think I just continue to pretend to make up what he would do? Oh yes, some actions are mine. For example, that ring, that was my idea. Kliff, his spirit still remains. He talks to me. That's how I can do magic, and it's not. None of it is me. It's all this magic. It's him. His spirit latched onto me. Every night, I talk to him. I tell him everything that I did that day. And he tells me what he'll want to do. I don't live my own life. I live his. I just simply... I try and make up for whatever I can by doing whatever he wants me to. Perhaps that's why you find me so childish. Because the spirit is still a child. He likes all of you. He does. He was the one who came up with the name. Perhaps that's why I tried to push it a bit too hard.
But what do you want to do? Don't you want to live your own life, not cling to the name? The life of someone else?
I was nobody before this. A literal piece of trash, thrown aside on the streets, meant to starve and die. Now, I have ways I can help people. I have people who talk to me. I am happy to wear this mask. If you feel like I've betrayed all of you, then I apologize. But if it helps you, simply think of me as no more than a vessel for the real Kliff. After I dream tonight, I can tell you everything he might say. What he tells me after I tell him all this happened. If you have any questions, I can ask them for you. I've never showed anyone this before, so I am literally giving all of you my everything.
Tell him I don't have any questions, but tell him that I'm sorry. And I didn't even notice he was gone. She's gonna get up and go to her room for real this time.
Tears start to fall from the nobody's eyes. There are no other questions for him, then perhaps I should go too.
If it's any consolation, we only ever knew you as this Kliff. So, as far as I'm concerned, nothing really's changed between us.
He's
Right.
still here. Just... he has to talk through a middleman now is all.
No matter who you decide to be, we like you for who you are.
I don't even know who I am. And then he goes to his room after changing back into Kliff.
Okay, the cats are left alone at the table.
Says slowly turns to look at Jubilee. Looks at Paige. My words are. I'm sorry. The whole Jubilee and Kliff thing is really on my mind right now. Paige, you're what's important right now. So, sis. Hello?
Hello? What?
Oh,
Yes?
so, sis, a lot on your mind too?
Yes. There's a lot happening right now, and she kind of starts to wipe the tears from her eyes and take off her glasses.
Says, rests her hands on each of your shoulders and, like, tries to motion you to look in her eyes. Says, what you did today. It was scary, yeah?
It's very scary. But you...
We can talk about me and what happened later, but this mess of a group, this mess of a night, we can go back to Sean. You know that, right? Go back to our lives. Just take this pay as a nice bonus, the good experiences in hand, and just go back to Sean, right?
Yes. What will happen? I mean, will we go back to people hating us, to being nobodies? Here we're helping people.
You can help people back home. You want a nobody back home. We're gonna be hated no matter where we go. They said hateful things here, they're gonna say hateful things there. But back home we don't have to risk our lives any more than we usually used to. We don't have to. I don't have to see my sister freak out doing this kind of work. I'm leaning towards going back. I haven't come to a decision yet. I'm hoping to think on it maybe a night, maybe after that fancy feast tomorrow. Definitely need to think hard about after what we just heard tonight. But you, I want to hear what you think.
I didn't know I could do that. It was really scary, sis.
This room can turn to anything we want, right? Or no?
They're they are related to actual rooms. So you
But,
can
like,
make your personal bedroom area be basically anything you want it to be, but this is actually a physical interdimensional space.
Yeah, the space is there, but I can like it's like illusion magic,
Yeah.
right? I can.
Also, just as a little caveat for Paige, since there's a little bit of Jubilee steak left since she got a really big one, you notice that just that smell of cooked meat just reminds you. It's just a little note for you to take. But yeah, you can make the room look different.
Whatever apparatus that is, Sess is going to use it, and the room shifts from this dining hall, private dining hall area, to. Sess is very unsure about this, but tries for it anyways. It changes to the walls and the ceiling look like the night sky, and the horizon around us are the towers of the upper city of the upper district in Sharn. And we're sitting on this abandoned building with a really dilapidated bench dragged on it, and looks at her sister and says, holds her hand and points up at the stars and says, "You know what those are, right? You're really smart, yeah."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my coach, he told me this when I killed my first guy in the ring. She says, starting to tear up. That star is despite it looking so tiny, I know, very confusing. It is so much larger than any of us will ever understand. When I took a man's life, I was told it's not about who is right or wrong. He may have been a horrible racist like the guy we killed today. Did not matter. I took a life from this world. And sometimes you have to do it. Whether it be in the ring, out on the field like today, or even back at school if you have to do, for self-defense. A life is gone. It ain't coming back. No amount of wishing or revivification or like that's just lists off every spell that's supposed to do that, but just it won't bring him back to life. They're gone. But you're here. You did what you had to do to stay. You think about how that star you snuffed out, and she like one of the stars that she points at just goes out. They're gone now, but your star, and puts another star that flashes, is still here. Anyone you've taken that light away from doesn't matter, because you have to be that light for other people. You did what you had to do so that you could wake up the next day next to your sister and your loved ones in the community, to smile at them and be with them another day. Because if you didn't, that light there the other light would be around and you wouldn't be. Okay?
You're in danger. I couldn't think about anything else. I just wanted to protect you.
Sis, I want you to know that thing you saw me be, that whatever happened in there, I was in, and she like shudders to say, I was in full control. I know what's going on. And I'm gonna be fine. You need to have faith in me that I can go out there and get hurt, just like I have faith in you. I was scared as all hell seeing you get hurt. But that's this kind of work. That's this kind of business. It's worse than the pits. It's worse than doing schoolwork all night. I have faith that you're gonna make it out. Because if I don't have that, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Part of me really wants to go back to Sean and not have to have this kind of faith again. But if we're doing this, we need that kind of faith. You need to believe that I'm gonna be fine. Because if you don't, how am I gonna believe that in you?
I'm sorry. Yes. It's gonna take some getting used to, but...
Like I said, we don't have to get used to it. We can go back. Back to the same rigged matches in the pit. Back to the same schoolwork that we do. Back to the same community we've been a part of. Jubilee and I guess maybe Kliff now. They're good people, but we don't have to risk everything with them either.
I'm still not sure yet. Part of me really wants to go back home, but I think we should sleep and try to figure it out.
I'm gonna be honest with you on this. Coach told me one of two things happens after your first kill. Either you can't sleep, or you sleep so soundly that it is lifting the heaviest weight off your shoulders, and I can't be here for that for you. If there's any chance of the decision of you wanting to stay, we're gonna have to sleep in separate rooms tonight, okay? And I don't know if after what I showed you tonight, I want to be in the same room with you tonight.
She kind of reaches out and like clenches hold of her jacket. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
All right, let's. I'll get you to bed first, and I'll go find another room. All right.
Nodding her head over and over again.
Page tucked in best I can. Set like says doesn't want you to depend too much on her, but she knows this is a heavy night. And before she walks out and turns the light off, says leaves her jacket on top of your blanket. Just to help, if it can. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Paige, before I head out? Yeah?
That's all.
Okay. I'll see you in the morning, alright? We gotta go help those house thrush guys with venom shite. Closes the door behind her. Obs, there is one more thing I want to do for the night.
Okay.
I'm gonna make my way to Kliff's room.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock on his door and see if he's awake.
A spirit will appear next to you, Kliff. Are you actually awake or not?
I was probably laying down getting ready to go to sleep
Okay.
before I heard the knock.
Okay. A spirit appears next to you and says, one of your companions is at the door. Would you like them to enter?
Yes.
And with that, the spirit nods and the door unlocks. You hear clicking sounds and a enter sign appears in magical script across the door.
I walk in.
You see Kliff currently sitting on a very fancy bed right now.
So, this is the bed you got used to in the, new bod situation when you were a kid?
This is Kliff's bed, yes.
Right, well, listen, I know you're going through it right now. You effectively just told your best friend a heart-wrenching, traumatic secret that is liable to leave you both scarred for a long time. I get that. And I want to be nice, I really do. But she looks up at him and says, I'm stupid. I know I'm stupid. I act stupid because I know it puts smiles on people's faces. And you're good with words. You're very good with words. You got the whole rose gold thing by us. Talk with those people at the warehouse. You're good with words. Reasoning's a strong point, yeah?
Apparently not.
I mean, reasoning only gets you so far after letting the truth rip like that. Listen, Jubilee probably feels the same way me and Paige do right now. Listen, I believe you. I really want to believe you on what you had to do. Still doesn't change the fact you didn't tell your best friend about it. Still doesn't change the fact that you opportunistically took advantage of the position you were given. That you took. Now, reasoning ain't ever been one of my strong suits, but you take advantage of that and fuck things up for my sister, or hell, even Jubilee, you're gonna find out what I'm really good at. You got that?
Yes.
Good. I'll get some rest, and hopefully with any luck, Jubilee will accept the Kliff that she did get to know. And says walks out of the room and closes the door behind her. Wanders off to find her own room and get a punching bag or two for the night. Yeah.
Lay back in bed. And I asked to the real Kliff, who am I?
A little pink-haired boy appears next to you and looks down at you and goes, You're my friend. You let me see everything.
Yes, you are right. We have much of the world still to see. I still hope we can do it with friends, though. And I'll fall asleep.
And before you go to sleep, it goes, I know that it was hard, but you were very strong, and I know that you'll like them, and I'm sure that they'll like you too. I know they like you, so just have the faith in yourself and them, that I have in you. Then just lay down next to you and fall asleep. Finally, Paige, is there any last notes as you are in your room all alone tonight for the first time in a very long time in your life?
Yeah, she really has never. I mean, her and Seth take shifts sometimes sleeping, but she's never truly ever alone. But in this moment, she feels so isolated and so scared, and just the reoccurring smell of the meat on the table just making her lean over and just wrench on the floor. But she doesn't sleep. She just stays up all night crying.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Eventually, the tears stop as you have no more tears to cry. As you fall asleep, more of just consciousness just leaves you at a certain point, and everybody disappears into the black. And this night, no matter how things are for normal nights for you, none of you have any dreams. But everyone but Kliff, at least, has this sensation of laying in a bed of flowers and just the faint smell of jasmine. And that's all that kind of goes through your senses as you sleep. And the morning comes, and we pick it up next time.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, the emotional damage!
Oh my god.
What happened?
I am in pain!
I trusted you with my biggest secret, and you just smashed my heart into a million pieces.
Bro, it's a lot to take in.
It's a lot to take in.
Oh my god. Oh, it was so peaceful. Everyone was getting hugs.
Yep.
It was so cute.
I did not foresee things getting as dark and emotional as they did. I was like, man, they've got all these hugs, lots of love. It's going to be such a high note for them to finish the adventure on.
And then you had to go start asking questions.
Oops.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I was Sass at the very least was super fucking despondent for all of those hugs. Oh my fucking god.
But I'm like actually crying.
Litro. That was amazing.
That was so beautiful.
I kind of forgot I existed during your
You love to hear it. You fucking love to hear it.
Paid into oh my god.
Oh, the tears. Well,
But yeah, you all met nobody, so I hope you don't hate him.
Oh, player cares for nobody. Character. We'll see.
We got a whole 2 weeks to think on it too.
Woo!
We're leaving on that for 2 weeks. I hope you guys appreciate it.
oh boy.
My God.
We end on strong notes here. Thank you, everyone. I know we went longer than we usually do, but I think it was worth it for the emotional damage inflicted on the party. Some would say more so than any of the wounds they suffered in the warehouse battle. We will pick up in 2 weeks as they finish up this quest and have a period of post-quest reflection to decide on what they're going to do next with their lives. Will the kitties return to Sharn? Are Kliff and Jubilee permanently fissured? Will they ever be able to return to their normal lives, or has this quest changed everybody involved? The real issue is whether it's for the better or for the worse. So we'll pick up with that in 2 weeks. Once again, thank you all for coming by tonight. I hope you had fun. Or at least I hope you enjoyed it, since it ended on such a sad note. But I hope you all enjoyed it.
We gotta wait on this for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Once again, you can watch all of the previous episodes as well as I will upload this episode this weekend that you can watch. You can also check out all of our wonderful players and their respective Twitch channels. They all are wonderful streamers and VTubers themselves. Be sure to check them out. They're all amazing. As you can see, they are adorable and beautiful people. And
Please
so
watch the older episodes, go back to a happier time.
yes, when there was just
Right.
silly adventures. Everything
Obsidia,
was
like, man, I'm gonna put a bunch of trauma on my players and make them real sad. And like Kliff is just like, ha! Too late. I already have trauma.
I traumatized
Hold
myself.
my beer.
Yep. Oh boy. But yeah, so with that, be sure to come by this Friday onto my channel at 6:30 p.m. It's gonna be my big, or maybe 6 p.m. I don't remember what I wrote. I'm like nervous about it, so please come by my 3D re-debut for 3D Cydia. It should be a lot of fun. You're gonna get to spend a lot of time with me. I hope you enjoy it. And let us get a raid ready. Let's toss all this somewhere else. If you're a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you're a sub, please copy down the knight's message. We are going to raid. Oh, it's been a while since I've raided them.
Oh.
Hey, Obsidia is streaming Dungeons and Dragons right now. Maybe you can raid them.
Really? Let's go fucking raid Obsidia. No, we're gonna raid Nea. It's been a while since I've raided.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Elf Gal goes.
Yeah.
She's a good bean. She's playing Yoku's Island Express. I have no idea what that is. But Nea is a very funny, very, very unsay-so elf. You guys will definitely love her. I've known her for a very long time at this point streaming.
Very good person.
Very good person. So send her lots of love. I hope you all have a wonderful night and the sweetest of dreams. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.